Shalom and welcome. The title of today's class: The gods or superhumans are in the ghettos. The gods or superhumans are in the ghettos. We'll open up with the book of Lamentations chapter 1. I read from verse 1 down. How doth the city sit solitary that was full of people? Jerusalem, the homeland. The most I say, how is my homeland solitary or empty or void of the Israelites with the inhabitants? Where are they? How will she become as a widow? As a what? A widow. She that was great among the nations and princes among the provinces. How will she become tributary? How are the Israelites scattered in the four corners of the earth paying taxes? That was one what being tributaries was being paid unto us. Pay attention. Under King Solomon, you need to pay attention. Now we are the taxpayers. Pay attention. She weepeth sore in the night, and her tears are on her cheeks. Among all her lovers, she had none to comfort her, because we're going after the heathen nations, following their ways and their customs. You see, your lovers, you're going after Belial and his children. All her friends have dealt treacherously with her. They have become her enemies. All who you thought were your friends, you pay attention, making allegiances with these heathen nations. The Most I say, what? They are your enemies. You need to pay attention. Judah is gone into captivity. Who? Judah is gone into captivity. The Israelites, because of affliction. The Most I say, I am afflicting you behind for your forsaking my laws. And because of great servitude, she dwelleth among the heathen. We are dwelling among who? The heathen nations, conquered among the heathen nations of the earth. She findeth no rest. All the persecutors overtook her between the straits. They conquered us and oppressing us. The ways of Zion do mourn, the Israelites, because none come to the solemn feast. No, but the Most I say, there's nobody to come to my feast. The land is empty. All the gates are desolate. Her priests sigh. Her virgins are afflicted, and she is in bitterness. Her adversaries are the chief. Your enemies, the Most I say, are ruling over you. They are ruling over you. Her adversaries are the chief. Her enemies prosper. For the Lord had afflicted her. Who did? The Most I had afflicted us. For the multitude of her transgressions. The Most I has afflicted us for what? The multitude of our transgression or violation of his laws, or repeatedly offending his laws. Go to Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 6. Because he said what? Verse 5, her adversaries are the chief, are ruling over her. Her enemies prosper, they are ruling over you and prospering. Ecclesiastes 9 and 6, folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low places, because you were being paid tributaries to, or taxes to. You were taxing the heathen nation, taxing all the nations that he conquered under King Solomon. But now what? We are being the tributaries of paying taxes. Because why? The rich. We are the rich of the earth. We are the what? The gods or the superhumans on this earth, the children of God, and we are what? In low places, conquered on the earth. I have seen servants upon horses. The heathen nations are what? Rich are what? Just read it in Lamentation 1 and 5. Her adversaries or the heathen nations are the chief. They are ruling over you. Ecclesiastes 9 and 7. I have seen servants or the heathen nations upon horses. They are ruling over you, sitting in high places. And princes walking as servants upon the earth, the children of God. The children of God or the princes of God, because the Most High God put his seed on the earth. Pay attention. Let us go down and make man in our image and likeness. Adam is what? My seed. That's my prince. You need to pay attention. And all the elect of God coming through him are the princes of God. I have seen what? And princes walking as servants upon the earth. My princes in captivity. You need to pay attention. You need to pay attention. Go back to Lamentations 1 and verse 5. Your adversaries, the heathen, are the chief. They are ruling over you. The enemies prosper, they are ruling over you, they have all the wealth. For the Lord had afflicted her. The Most High has afflicted her behind for what? What? For the multitude of her transgression, violation of his laws. Her children are gone into captivity before the enemy. That's why we're conquered. We are conquered. We are the princes or the children of God, walking as what? Servants on the earth. Pay attention. Conquered in the four winds of the earth. Pay attention. Because they violated our God and he punished her behind. The heathen, they're not that brilliant. They're not that brilliant to come up with this concept and this. They're going to take out the children of God. The Most I say, I the one did it. They are gone into captivity before the enemy. I punished them. And from the daughter of Zion, all the beauty is departed. Her princes have become like harts that find no pasture. On the move. Pay attention. No grazing pasture. No green pasture so you can stay around and graze and have a time. You're on the move hunting food. And they are gone without strength before the pursuer. Without what? Strength before the pursuer. The heathen nation, the enemy that is sent up behind you. Against you. Jerusalem remembered in the days of her affliction and of her miseries all the pleasant things that she had in the days of old. When the people fell into the hand of the enemy, and none did help her, The adversaries saw her and did mock at her Sabbaths. They did what? Mock. They don't care about God's laws. Pay attention. The heathen nations don't care about God's laws because they were not given God's laws. They're not built to keep God's laws. Jerusalem had grievously sinned. They could pretend, act, mock as much as they want. They're still deceiving you behind. They're not built to keep God's laws. Therefore, she is removed. She is what? Removed from the land. All that honored her despise her. All the nations that were paying tributary to our forefathers, what? They're mocking at us now and they hate her behind. Pay attention. That's what thus said the Lord. Because they have seen her nakedness. They have seen what? Her nakedness or shame or iniquity or sin. And Moses has cast her behind us. Cast her behind off. Yea, she saw it and turned backwards. Moses say, you Israelites, you have turned back on me. You walk away from my laws, from your protection, and gone into sin, following Belial, the devil, or sin. Her filthiness is in her skirts. She remembered not her last end. Therefore she came down wonderfully. The most I say we were brought down what? Wonderfully. When you say wonderfully, what? It's marvelous to see they fall from rulership on the top of the mountain to the bottom of the mountain, to basement. From princes or children of God or sons of God ruling this earth to basement, serfs, slaves, conquered. She had no comforter. With nobody to comfort us. Pay attention. O Lord, behold my affliction. For the enemy had magnified himself. The enemy or the heathen nations had what? Magnified themselves over the children of God, over the princes of God, the sons of God, the elect of God. The adversary had spread out his hand upon all her pleasant things, to take all the spoils, all her treasures, all her jewels or gold. For she had seen that the heathen entered into her sanctuary, whom thou didst command, that they should not enter into thy congregation. The Most High say what? I command these heathen not to enter my congregation, and what? The day come that they actually did enter in. You need to pay attention. So who are these heathen nations? You come to save everybody. No, you've been taught lies. The Most High say, I command them, they not enter into my congregation, but they come and what? Sack it because of your violation of my law. I have to burn it and destroy it and scatter you behind. All the people's sight, they seek bread. They have given their pleasant things for meat to relieve the soul. See, O Lord, and consider, for I am vile. You see that? You have to consider what? Your vileness or your iniquity or transgression. Where do this like Jeremiah? It is nothing to you. All ye that pass by, behold, and see if there be any sorrow like unto my sorrow, which is done unto me. Whereby the Lord had afflicted me in the day of his fierce anger. Is the Most High afflicted her behind, because he's mad for reviling his laws, statutes, commandments, and judgments, and precepts, and testimonies. From above hath he sent fire into my bones, and it prevailed against them. He had spread a net for my feet. So who allowed him to conquer you? The Most High. Who spread the net? The Most High. Pay attention. He had made me desolate and faint all the day. Who did it? The Most High. The yoke of my, that's the wicked of the sword of the Lord. That's Psalm 17:13. Deliver my hand from the wicked, which is the sword. the heathen nation that oppressing you at the sword of the Lord to punish you behind. It's the Most High behind it. The yoke of my transgression is borne by his hand. By who hand? The Most High. They are reed and come up upon my neck. He had made my strength to fall. The Lord had delivered me into their hands. Sorry, the Most High delivered us into what? The hand of the heathen, from whom I am not able to rise up. You're not able to what? Free yourself. The only how you deliver yourself is by coming back to the laws. Isaiah 52:12. How do you deliver yourself? How do you free yourself? Jeremiah said, I can't free myself. But Isaiah 52 and verse 11. Depart ye out from thence. Touch no unclean thing. Stop sinning and violating my law. That's how you're going to deliver yourself. Go ye out of the midst of her. How do you come out? Stop sinning or being unclean. Be ye clean. Stop violating my laws. Come back to my laws, that bear the vessels of the Lord. For ye shall not go out with haste, nor by flight. You ain't taking no mass exodus. You ain't walking out no way. You're not delivering yourself by haste, nor by flight. You see that? You ain't running out. You ain't taking no plane. You ain't taking no ship. You're not doing nothing on your own. What the Most High say? For the Lord will go before you. I will deliver you out. That's what Most High say. I will deliver you out. And the God of Israel will be your reward. The definition of the word reward is what? A rear guard. I will be your what? Rear guard, or army for destructive purposes. Pay attention. An army for destructive purposes that's taking up the rear. The Most High say what? I got your back. So you have to do what? Be clean or touch no unclean thing. Stop sinning or violating my law, and I've taken out anything that come in your path to stop your exodus. That's what the Most High says. Yes. Go back to Lamentations 1 and verse 14. The Lord had delivered me into their hands. I delivered you into the hands of the oppressors, from whom I am not able to rise up, because they're not rising up, because they're in the midst of sin. The Most High say, I will go before you when you return to my laws. Touch no unclean thing. Be ye clean. Come back to my laws. The Israelites. You children of Israel scattered in the four winds. The Most High say, return to his laws. And he's coming to what? take you out, deliver you out. He will be your real reward or your rear guard. Pay attention. That's a military detachment for destructive purposes. Pay attention. When I taking you out, they got your back, wreaking hell in the back. Just as Yahushua did, they come out of Egypt. Pay attention. Who was destroying Pharaoh and in the Red Sea when they come and pursue the children of Israel? Yahushua Mashiach and the heavenly host, the heavenly angels. You need to pay attention. He was the rear guard? Yes. When you read 1 Corinthians chapter 10, read 1 to 10, you're going to understand. The Lord had trodden underfoot all my mighty men in the midst of me. He had called an assembly against me to crush my young men. The Most High is the one that God destroyed all mighty men, or men of valor, or men of war, and brought what? An assembly of heathen nations to crush our behind. Pay attention. The Lord had trodden the virgin, the daughter of Judah, as in a winepress. He crushed us as what? Grapes in a winepress. For these things I weep. Mine eye runneth down with water, because the Comforter that should relieve my soul is far from me. My children are desolate, because the enemy prevailed. The heathen have oppressed and conquered us. Pay attention. So the men of God will what? Weep, and will come up and testify and prophesy to bear the children of Israel, or command them, return to the laws of your God, because you don't understand the God that you're serving. The most I say, all I want to do is keep my laws, and I come in to destroy this heathen. You need to pay attention. I love you, you're mine. But you must return to me, otherwise you're going to face my wrath. Zion spreadeth forth her hands, and there is none to comfort her. The Lord had commanded concerning Jacob, that his adversaries should be round about him. The most I say, your enemies will encompass you. Jerusalem, if you violate my law, Jerusalem is as a menstruous woman among them. You're going to be what? As a menstruous woman among them. Pay attention. The Lord is what? Rejected. Pay attention. The Lord is righteous, for I have rebelled against his commandment. Hear, I pray you, all people, and behold my sorrow. My virgins and my young men are gone into captivity. The most I say, the children of Israel are gone into captivity. They've been conquered. I called for my lovers, but they deceived me. They were but forming relationships, or what? Adulterous relationships. The most I say with what? Your enemies. When you say the lovers, talking about you're going after the heathen. Sin. You're going into sin. Pay attention. The most I could say, I am married unto you. Pay attention. They deceive me, but they're going to what? Deceive you. My priests and my elders gave up the ghosts in the city, while they sought their meat to relieve their souls. Behold, O Lord, for I am in distress. My bowels are troubled. Mine heart is turned within me, for I have grievously rebelled. Jeremiah say what? You have to acknowledge your sin. I have what? Grievously rebelled unto my own hurt. Pay attention. Abroad the sword devoureth. A what? Abroad the sword bereaveth. The sword what? The sword of the Lord putting us to death left, right, and center. You see what? Psalm 17 and 13. Who is the sword? Arise, O Lord. Disappoint him, cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. The wicked of the earth, or the heathen nation, is the sword of the Lord to punish us for violating his laws. Go back to Lamentations 1 and verse 20. Abroad, the sword of the heathen nations bereaveth. They're putting us to death left, right, and center, as they do up to now, this present day. At home, there is as death. Pay attention. They have heard that I sigh. There is none to comfort me. All mine enemies have heard of my trouble. They are glad that thou hast done it. They what? These heathen nations are what? Glad, because when we keep God's laws, we oppress them. You need to pay attention. We keep them in check, in line, as servants, as slaves, as they're meant to be or intended to be. The most I say, what? Because what? The gods or superhumans are in the ghettos. We are the gods. We are the lowercase Jody. We are the superhumans. Pay attention. We were not made like them. We are above them. You need to pay attention. Made in the image and likeness of the Most High God. Children of Adam. Pay attention. The sons of God coming through Adam lineage. Adam righteous lineage. You need to pay attention. Not the wicked of Israel that go astray. If you go astray, the Most High is going to forsake you and cut you off. He's going to cut you off or disinherit you. Pay attention. As he cut us off in his diaspora, but he's bringing back. He said, coming for the remnant. The elect will return to me. The elect shall return. The remnant shall be saved. The remnant who will what? Return to the laws. I'm giving everybody a chance, but choose life. If you don't choose life, your soul will be destroyed. That's what he's talking about. Come back to your God status. Or you keep hearing back to angels and back to angels and back and eternal life and everlasting life. You need to pay attention. You are gods or superhumans. You Israelites are not mere men. You need to pay attention. They are glad that thou hast done it. The heathen, thou wilt bring the day that thou hast called, and they shall be like unto me. Let all their wickedness come before thee, and do unto them as thou hast done unto me. As thou hast done unto who? The Israelites. Do unto the heathen. For all my transgressions, for all what? My transgression, Jeremiah is saying, we have sinned against our God, and he delivers us into the hand of the heathen. So we have to acknowledge our sins, our transgression, and return to our God, and he's going to do unto the heathen, that the sword of the wicked of the earth, what he has done unto us. You need to pay attention. For my sighs are many, and my heart is faint. He acknowledging, Lamentations 2:1. How the Lord covered the daughter of Zion with a cloud in his anger. The Most High did what? In his anger and fury, he would oppress us, and cast down from heaven, from rulership unto the earth, back into captivity, the beauty of Israel, and remembered not his footstool in the day of his anger. Because we angered the Most High God by violating his laws, and he take out from leadership back to the bottom, from top of the hill to the bottom of the hill. Slaves, servants on horsebacks, and princes walking as servants on the earth. Pay attention. The Lord had swallowed up all the habitation of Jacob, and had not pitied. He had thrown down in his wrath the strongholds of the daughter of Judah. So these heathen that claiming credit that we oppressed the Israelites and we conquered the Israelites, they are liars. The Most High say what? I am the one who's done it. You need to pay attention. The Most High say, I made create good and I create evil. I kill, I make alive. I, the Lord, do all these things. He had brought them down to the ground. He had polluted the kingdom and the princes thereof. He had cut off in his fierce anger all the horn of Israel. The Most High is the one who cut off what? Cut off behind off. Pay attention. We have a listless ship on the ocean right now, scattered in the diaspora, not having a clue who we are, what we are. Pay attention. And he had drawn back his right hand from before the enemy, and he burned against Jacob like a flaming fire, which devoured round about. He had bent his bow like an enemy. He stood with his right hand as an adversary, and slew all that were pleasant to the eye in the tabernacle of the daughter of Zion. He poured out his fury like fire. He put the death left, right, and center. The Most High is the one who's doing it from anger. The Lord was an enemy. He was what? He became an enemy because we refused to keep his laws. Isaiah 63:10. The Lord was an enemy. Isaiah 63 verse 10. Isaiah 63:10. But they rebelled and vexed his Holy Spirit for rebellion against his laws, and we vexed the Spirit of the Most High God. And what? Therefore, he was turned to be their enemy, and he fought against them. Who's fighting against us? The Most High. The Most High. You need to pay attention. The Most High is the one doing it. Pay attention. In all their affliction, he was afflicted, and the angel of his presence saved them. Yahushua Mashiach is the one who's going to come and redeem us. Pay attention. And he bare them and carried them all the days of old. Yahushua is going to come and save us. That's the angel of the Lord. You need to pay attention. Go back to Lamentations 2 and verse 3. He had cut off in his fierce anger all the horn of Israel. He had drawn back his right hand from before the enemy, and he burned against Jacob like a flaming fire which devoured round about. He had bent his bow like an enemy. He stood with his right hand as an adversary, and slew all that were pleasant to the eye in the tabernacle of the daughter of Zion. He poured out his fury like fire. The Lord was an enemy because we violated his laws. We refused to keep his laws, statutes, commandments, testimonies, and precepts. He became our enemy and fought against us. He had swallowed up Israel. He, the Most High, have done it. Pay attention. He had swallowed up all the palaces. He had destroyed his strongholds. You see that lots of our brothers and sisters are teaching, the east saw this and this one conquer and that one conquer. It's the Most High is allowing it for our own violation. You must acknowledge your violation, confess your sin, and return to him. Pay attention. To be on his favorable side, on his good side. Pay attention. And had increased in the daughter of Judah mourning and lamentation. The Most High said, I want you to serve me and fear me. That's what he's telling you. And he had violently taken away his tabernacle, as if it were of a god. These heathen nations are doing nothing on their own accord. You Israelites, return to your God, and what? He said, the angel of the Lord encamp around them that fear him. I got your back. I'm going to be your reward or your regard. I'm going to protect you. He had destroyed his places of the assembly. The Lord had caused the solemn feasts and Sabbaths to be forgotten in Zion, and had despised the indignation of its anger, the king and the priest. The Lord had cast off his altar. He had abhorred his sanctuary. He had given up into the hand of the enemy the walls of a palace. The Most High is the one that did it. Pay attention. But he delivered us into the hand of the enemy. They have made a noise in the house of the Lord, as in the day of a solemn feast. The Lord had purposed to destroy the wall of the daughter of Zion for violation, for sin, for forsaking his laws. He had stretched out a line. He had not withdrawn his hand from destroying. The Most High is the one who's doing the destroying. You need to pay attention. Therefore he made the rampart and the wall to lament. They languished together. Her gates are sunk into the ground. He had destroyed and broken her bars. The king and the princes are among the Gentiles. The what? The Israelites or rulership are among the what? Among the Gentiles. You need to pay attention. The law is no more. Because what? We gone into sin and transgression. Her prophets also find no vision from the Lord. The elders of the daughters of Zion sit upon the ground and keep silence. They keep what? Silence. They have cast up dust upon their heads. They have girded themselves with sackcloth, and the virgins of Jerusalem hang on their heads to the ground. The Most High is the one bringing the destruction and the death and the mayhem. My eyes do fail with tears. My bowels are troubled. My liver is poured upon the earth for the destruction of the daughter of my people, because the children and the sucklings soon in the streets of the city. Thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee, and they have not discovered thy iniquity. The false prophet, these men cannot teach you or stop up your sin or iniquity, show you sin, because they are foolish prophets. The Most High say what? They have seen foolish things for thee. They have not discovered thy iniquity to turn away thy captivity, because they're not teaching you what you're really doing wrong. Why are you going off? Where have you the disconnect happened between you Israelites and your God? They are here. We are the men of the Lord. We are the army of the Lord. We are the army of the Lord, men of the Lord, and still keeping you in sin. You need to pay attention. Destroying your souls. You need to pay attention. They have seen foolish things for thee, and not discovered thy iniquity. They're not showing you your true sins. They're not coming out of the mouth of the Lord, because the Spirit of the Lord is not on them. You need to pay attention. But have seen for the false burdens and causes of banishment. That's why he's cut over behind. Pay attention. And they're coming in the last days, doing the same thing. Keeping you in sin still. Keeping you in lust still. Pay attention. The Most I say what? You have to forsake and detach from it. Detach from this sinful kingdom. The ways of these heathen kingdoms. Pay attention. Their heathen laws is sin and violation. The Most I say that leave them laws. Leviticus 18. Don't go after them. Leviticus 18 and verse 1. Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am the Lord your God. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do. The land of Egypt or the house of bondage, don't do after these heathen nations where ye dwelling among. After the doings of the land of Canaan, where I bring you, shall ye not do, neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. Their ordinances is sin. They have no law. Their ordinances are lawlessness. The Most I say, give you Israelites my law. Don't do after they do. Pay attention. You need to pay attention. Back to Lamentations 2 and verse 15. All that pass by, they clap their hands at thee, they hiss and wag their heads at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this a city that men call the perfection of beauty? They're mocking our brothers and sisters. They're mocking us right now. You need to pay attention. They're mocking us right now. The joy of the whole earth. All thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash the teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. They're taking credit. They're saying, we have destroyed the children of Israel. We have oppressed them. We have hidden them in plain sight. You need to pay attention. Certainly, this is the day that we look for. They were always looking for and licking their lips. Pay attention. To take out our brothers and forefathers. Pay attention. We have found, we have seen it. The Lord had done that which he had devised. The heathen understand, right? Once we go in sin, the Most are going to punish us behind, and they're going to be ruling. You need to pay attention. They understand it. So that why they keep selling sin? To keep you behind down, keep you oppressed so they can stay ruling. So the Most are going to be favorable to that. Pay attention. The Lord had done that which he had devised. He had fulfilled his word that he had commanded in the days of old. He had thrown down and had not pitied. The Most High is the one there. And he had caused thine enemy to rejoice over thee. The Most High is the one that given them your wealth and your master and your wealth and your property and your prosperity. Pay attention. And he had caused thine enemy to rejoice over thee. He had set up the horn of thine adversaries. Who set them up in rulership? The Most High. Who toppled us from the top of the mountain of rulership on this earth? The Most High. And who established them? The servants riding up on horses. The Most High set them in rulership. Their heart cried unto the Lord, O walls of the daughter of Jerusalem, let tears run down like a river, day and night. Give thyself no rest. Let not the apple of thine eye cease. Arise, cry out in the night. In the beginning of the watches, pour thine heart like water before the face of the Lord. Cry and repent and confess and forsake your sins. Lift up thy hand towards him for the life of thy young children that faint for hunger in the top of every street. Behold, O Lord, and consider to whom thou hast done this. Shall the woman eat their fruit, and children of a span long? Shall the priest and the prophet be slain in the sanctuary of the Lord? The young and the old lie on the ground in the streets. My virgins and my young men are fallen by the sword. They put to death left, right, and center, children, young, old, women, they don't care. Thou hast slain them in the day of thine anger. Who was doing the killing? The Most High, because the Most High said the day of my vengeance. Thou hast slain them, you the Most High, hast slain them in the day of thine anger, the vengeance of the Lord, for violation of his laws. Thou hast killed and not pitied. Who is doing the killing? The Most High. Who is not being pitiful? The Most High, for you turning your back and worshipping Satan and worshipping these heathen nations, learning the ways of the heathen. Violation of his laws. Pay attention. And you have many of our sisters, you see that in bed with these heathen nations, teaching the sisters to what? to commingle. Pay attention. That was carried as in a solemn day, my terrors round about, so that in the day of the Lord's anger, none escape nor remain. In the day of the Lord's anger, what? None will escape or none will remain. Those that I have swaddled and brought up had mine enemies consumed. The Most I say what? He's taken us out. He's the one behind it. He's the one behind it. Lamentation 3:1. I am the man that had seen affliction by the rod of his wrath. He had led me and brought me into darkness, but not into light. Surely against me is he turned. The Most High what? Turned against us. He turned his hand against me all the day. My flesh and my skin had made me old. He had broken my bones. He had builded against me and compassed me with gall and travail. He had set me in darkness, dark places, as they that be dead of old. Dead in what? Trespasses and sins. Spiritually disconnected here. Spiritually disconnected us. He had hedged me about, that I cannot get out. The Most High is the one that what? Put our being in captivity, that we cannot what? Cannot free ourselves. We cannot deliver ourselves from our oppressors. You need to pay attention, because the Most High is the one who's exalted them and put them to rule over you for your violation, our violation. He had made my chain heavy. Your what? Your chain, your yoke, or your captivity. When I cry and shout, he shutted out my prayer. The Most High said, I don't hear sinners. The Most High don't hear sinners. Am I making this up? Go to John 9:31. You see that it's belong in a false institution, pagan worship, and praying and praying and praying. The Most I say, I don't hear sinners. Once you're not keeping my laws, I don't hear none. John 9:31. Now we know that God heareth not sinners. You need to pay attention. But if any man be a worshipper of God and doeth his will, him he heareth. What is the will of the Lord? Psalms 40:8. I delight to do thy will. O my God, thy law is within my heart. The will of God is Psalms 40:8. I delight to do thy will. His laws. His laws. His laws. Psalms 40:8. That's the will of God. Keep my laws. Go back to Lamentations chapter 3 and verse 8. Also when I cry and shout, he shutteth out my prayer, because you're not keeping his laws in the midst of sin. He had enclosed my ways and hewn stone. He had enclosed my ways with hewn stones. He had made my paths crooked. He was unto me as a bear lying in wait, and as a lion in secret places. The Most High is like a bear and a lion hunting our behind. Pay attention for violation. He had turned aside my ways and pulled me in pieces. He had made me desolate. The Israelites, the Most High is the one that scattered behind. He had bent his bow and set me as a mark for the arrow. Because we are his children, we are his princes, we are his gods, we are his superhumans, and we are in the midst of wickedness. So he's punishing us behind to return to him. Jump to verse 22. It is of the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed, that he totally destroy us. Because his compassion fail not. Because it's what? His compassion to us fail not. The Most High say, I am mercy towards the Israelites forever. I just wanted to return to my laws, that's all. We are at odds because you are a violation of my law. That's all. Verse 27. It is good for a man that he bear the yoke in his youth. Bear the yoke, take your punishment. He, and come back to my laws. He sitteth alone and keepeth silence, because he had borne it upon him. Verse 32. But though he cause grief, yet will he have compassion according to the multitude of his mercies. For he doth not afflict willingly. The Most I don't afflict us what willingly. I don't want to do this all, but all are not in alignment. You children of Israel are not in obedience or alignment with my law, so I have to punish you. Because I am not emotional. You need to pay attention. It's right or wrong. To crush under his feet all the prisoners of the earth. To turn aside the right of a man before the face of the Most High. To subvert a man in his cause, the Lord approveth not. Who is he that saith, it cometh to pass, when the Lord commanded it not? Who could say that? I do this and I do that. The Most High say no. Everything that's decreed or done in this work, I have to ordain it or sanction it. Out of the mouth of the Most High proceeded not evil and good, because I may create good and I create evil. Isaiah 45. The Most High say, I create good and evil. Isaiah 45 and verse 7. Isaiah 45 verse 7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. The Most High say, I am the one that do it. Lamentations 3 and verse 39. Wherefore doth a living man complain? A man for the punishment of his sins? Why are you why are you complaining because the Most High punishing our behalf for our sins? Let us search and try our ways and turn again to the Lord. Do what? Search and try our ways. What are we doing wrong? And do what? Turn again to the Lord. We turn to his laws, statutes, commandments, dominion, testimonies, and precepts. Because we forsake him. Let us lift up our heart, our mind, with our hands unto God in the heavens. We have transgressed and have rebelled. You have to confess and acknowledge we have violated God's laws. Pay attention. Thou hast what? Thou hast not pardoned. The Most High what? Not going to pardon your transgression and rebellion. Pay attention. I'm going to punish it. Thou hast covered with anger and persecuted us. Thou hast slain, thou hast not pitied, thou hast covered thyself with a cloud, that our prayers should not pass through. The Most High has done but stop his ears from our prayer. You need to pay attention. You see what? He has covered himself with a cloud, that our prayer should not pass through, because we're in the midst of sin. Now we know God hear not sinners. Surah 12 and 6. The Most High say, I don't hear sinners. John 9:31, Surah 12 and 6. The Most High say, you cover my ears from your prayer. Surah 12 and 6. For the Most High hated sinners. I hate sinners who violators of my law, and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly, and keepeth them against the mighty day of the punishment. You will be punished if you continue violating God's laws. Pay attention. There's no escape. Back to Lamentations 3 and verse 44. Thou hast covered thyself with a cloud, the Most High, that our prayer should not pass through. That's why you're not hearing our cries in our captivity. We have to return to the law. Stipulation is stipulations. Pay attention. You violate, I cast you behind off. You return, I'm going to take you and deliver you and put the heathen back where they belong. Punish them and destroy them. Thou hast made us as the offscouring and refuse in the midst of the people of the heathen nations. As what? Refuse or offscouring. They're thumbing their nose at us. They're mocking us. Pay attention. Say, look at them trying to Israel. Look at what they're doing. And they're laughing behind closed doors. Pay attention. Give them money. Give them millions. Give them millions. Let them leap. Pay attention. Why do you think you can leap? How much? 18 feet from the top of the basketball, from the top of the ring to reach a ring? You need to pay attention. Not normal people. You need to pay attention. All our enemies have opened their mouths against us. Their what? Fear and a snare is come upon us. Desolation and destruction. My eye runneth down with rivers of water, for the destruction of the daughter of my people. Why are you Israelites dominant in every aspect, even though the sports world is wickedness, is still pagan customs? Why are we still dominating everything? You need to pay attention. You're not normal people. You're superhumans. You need to, in our evil, the Most High, you still have some of the power. You need to pay attention. But we must return to our goals to get the true power. You need to pay attention. The true power. The Most High want to serve him in spirit and in truth. Go to Lamentations 4 and read verse 2. The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold, how are they esteemed as earthen pitchers? The Most High say we are comparable to fine gold, or superhumans or gods. How have we become what? Earthen pitchers, or mere mortals like the heathen nations. You need to pay attention. How did that happen? The work of the hands of potter. Base men. How have you become base men? Base men. They that did feed delicately are desolate in the streets. The Most High say you living it up as royals, as princes, as gods, as rulership on this earth, but you what? You're desolate in the street, eating out of the garbage now, eating defiled foods now. Pay attention. The Most High say, what happened? They that were brought up in scarlet and royalty embrace dunghills. They're calling this sinful realm, this hell, you're embracing and boasting and bragging. This is my great lifestyle. Pay attention. The Most High say, embracing what? Dunghill. This is garbage. This is filth. This is Satan realm. You're worshiping Satan. The Most High says, you're embracing dunghills. Detach. Flee. Come out of it. Flee ye out of it from the midst of Babylon. Now the Most High keeps saying, come out of my people. Pay attention. You're embracing dunghills. I'm about to destroy this realm. For the punishment of the iniquity of the daughter of my people is greater than the punishment of the sin of Sodom. Most I say what? Is greater than what I did to Sodom and Gomorrah. You need to pay attention. That was overthrown as in a moment, and no hand stayed on her. You need to pay attention. Most I say what? Her Nazarites were purer than snow. They kept the law. They were whiter than milk. When you say whiter than milk, in purity, keeping the laws. Is it talking about white skin? Pay attention. Keep reading. They were more ruddy in body than rubies. Is it talking about red? You need to pay attention. It's talking about beauty, ruddy in body than rubies. What is a ruby? It's beautiful looking. Pay attention. Why? Is Nazarites is talking about? Their polishing was of sapphire. It's talking about beauty as a sapphire stone, as ruddy as rubies, as whiter than milk. It's purity is talking about precious stones. That's how the Most High esteemed us and valued us. Pay attention. Their visage, the visage or what? Or your face. Your visage is your face or your countenance is blacker than a coal. They are what? Black. You need to pay attention. The Most High said, their face is what? Black. Black. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones. It is withered. It has become like a stick. He's telling you who his princes are, or who the gods and the superhumans are. Who Israelites are. Jump to verse 12. The kings of the earth and all inhabitants of the world would not have believed that the adversary and the enemy should have entered into the gates of Jerusalem. The heathen nations are shocked that the Most High delivered us into their hand. Shocked that the Most High allowed Jerusalem to be sacked. For the sins of her prophets and the iniquities of her priests that have shed the blood of the just in the midst of our wicked forefathers were oppressing us. These wicked Pharisees and these vanguards and many of these rulers were oppressing and putting to death their brethren. Pay attention. Oppressing them, being covetous, usury. Pay attention. And violating these widows. You need to pay attention. The most I say, for the sins of the prophets and the iniquities of a priest. The rulers that I set over you, the priest was going and laying with the heathen, married with the heathen, all kind of evils were being done. The most I say, what? That's why this came on us. That's why he allowed the heathen to enter and burn our land to the ground. Pay attention. As for us, verse 17, as for us, our eyes has yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. We look into the same nation that most I say, I sent to oppress it behind, and you look into them for reparations. We want reparations, we want reparations. All our brothers and sisters that listen to this thing, going crazy, they want reparations. Why they want reparations? Because they love it here. They embracing what? Dunghills. They want to what? Live the life of Lamentations 4 and verse 5. Why? They that feed delicately are desolate in the streets. They that were brought up in scarlet embrace dunghills. You are royalty. You are the royals of the Most High God, and you're embracing what? Dunghills. You love it here. Why do you want the reparations? To live it up here. To go and boast about my great big mansion. Pay attention. And my fleet of cars in my driveway. You need to pay attention. You're embracing what? Dunghills. That's why you say, watching a nation that could not save us. They have to punish you behind. No reparations. The reparations is what from me. The Most I say, return to my laws, and you will get all the riches you want. Pay attention. You'll get all the power and riches you want. But what? Come back to me. They hunt our steps. Your enemies are there to hunt you. You need to pay attention. Why are they putting our brothers and sisters to death left, right, and center on an alarming rate? Pay attention. You need to pay attention. They kneel on your neck, breathing, sucking the life out, a breath out of them. Bullet, 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 bullet after bullet. Day after day, it's the same thing on the news. Why? The Most High is trying to get your attention, because you're embracing downhill. The Most High said, no, you children of Israel, flee and detach from this sinful realm. They hunt our steps. They are hunters. They are predators. They are the sword of the Lord. The Most High say what? They hunt our steps. You need to pay attention. What is the characteristic of Esau? He's a cunning hunter. Pay attention. He was a cunning hunter. Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. New Genesis 25. You need to pay attention. The Most High say what? The blessing of Jacob and Esau. Genesis chapter 25 and verse. Genesis 25:27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter. He did what? He loved to hunt. A man of the field. And Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. To go back to Lamentation 4:18. They hunt our steps. The four beast kingdom led by the Roman Empire, pay attention. Gog and Magog, the Roman Empire, and the children of Japheth, pay attention. In allegiance at this end of the what? The iron and the clay aspect of the beast kingdom. Pay attention. Still what? The Holy Roman Empire still oppressing it behind. You need to pay attention. They are what? Hunting your steps. They still what? They hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. Pay attention. All these heathen nations hunting you, because that's why they have you oppressed in all nations, because the Most High is sanctioning it. They are doing nothing of their own. Verse 12, I'll read it again. Verse 12, the kings of the earth, these heathen nations and all the inhabitants of the world, these heathen would not have believed that the adversary and the enemy should have entered into the gates of Jerusalem. They shocked. How the Most High allowed any heathen to come in there. Pay attention. And destroy them. They're shocked. Verse 18, they hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled. For our end is come. Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of the heaven. Who have the eagle symbol? From Nebuchadnezzar, the Babylonian Empire. The eagle emblem. Down to what? Daughter of Babylon, Esau, Edom, Rome. Pay attention. And Magog, the allies. The end of this iron enclave, this kingdom. They have the what? The eagle, the bird of prey. Many of these heathen nations have what? The eagle as the emblem. They are prey. They are prey. Bird of prey. The eagles symbolizes a bird of prey. They are hunters. That's why they put us to dead left, right, and center. And everybody, you need to pay attention. That's the big secret they're holding. You need to pay attention, because our God has sold us into their hand. But He's what? Delivering us, because He's merciful and He's about to deliver us and take us out from under their yoke. Lamentation 4:19. Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of the heaven. They pursued us upon the mountain, and they laid wait for us in the wilderness. They what? They're going to persecute you behind. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. O who? Daughter of Edom, or daughter of Babylon. You need to pay attention. That dwelleth in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and shall make thyself naked. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. The Israelites are captivity or punishment is what? Fulfilled. The time is fulfilled. It's only for a dispensation of time, until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. But what the Most High say, what? The old daughter of Edom, your punishment is coming. It's not, you need to pay attention. Daughter of who? Edom. Edom, Esau, Rome. You need to pay attention. In the classical biblical dictionary by Judith Trappier, they say Esau is who? Esau is the forefather of the Roman Empire. Esau, Edom, Rome, the forefather of the Roman Empire. O daughter of Zion, he will no more carry thee away into captivity. The Most High is about to relieve us of our dispersion. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He's about to visit who? The iniquity of the daughter of Edom. You need to pay attention. This fourth beast kingdom, pay attention. He will discover thy sins. He will discover thy sins. Most I say, I will discover the heathen that are sent to oppress thee behind. I come into what? Discover the sin and deliver you, Israelites. Lamentation 5:1. Our inheritance is turned to strangers. Our house is the alien. You see that? The aliens are ruling over us. Pay attention. And who is in our land? Aliens. Pay attention. Strangers, heathen nations. We are orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are as widows. We don't know who we are, scattered in the four winds of the earth. As orphans, yes. Don't have a nationality, don't have a name. Don't know who your father is. Don't know that God is your father, the Most High God. You need to pay attention. We have drunken our water for money. We are what? Buying the water that falls from the sky for money. They put it in a bottle and sell it to you. Pay attention. And tell you, if you catch a barrel of water in the backyard, we put it in prison. You need to pay attention. We have drunken our water for money. That's captivity. The Most High has punished our behind. Our wood is sold unto us. The best water you could have drunk back in the day was rainwater. You need to pay attention. We as kids growing up, we drink that thing. It's like, it tastes like gold. You need to pay attention. There's a similitude, a metaphor. It tastes good, really nice and tasty in comparison to the water that's running in the tap. But the Most High, now they say, well, if you do that, if you catch water, we put you in prison. Pay attention. Now you're going to buy your water for money. You're going to drink it. Go and buy that bottle of water because it's making you rich. You need to pay attention. You need to pay attention. Many of these heathen nations or these third world countries, pay attention. We've had water running through the pipe. Now all of a sudden there's brown water coming through the pipe. Water with feces coming through the pipe. What happened? We advanced hundreds of years and we advanced centuries in technology, but now we can't get clean water coming through our pipe. You need to pay attention. Why? We have drunken our water for money because he ain't going to make wealth or amass wealth or get filthy rich off of you. Pay attention. For your violation of my laws. Our wood is sold unto us. You got to go and do what? Instead of chop down a tree and make your wood and build a house, pay attention. You got to go and buy it now in a factory. The Most I say what? You're going to go and buy it. Our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest. We have given the hand to the Egyptians and to the Assyrians to be satisfied with bread. Captivity. Our fathers have sinned and are not. We have borne the iniquities. Servants have ruled over us. Who's ruling over us? Servants, servants, servants. There is none that deliver us out of their hand. No man is going to deliver you. You need to pay attention. The Most I say, I will go before you. I will lead you out. Isaiah 52 and verse 12. The Most I say what? No. You have to come back to my laws. Turn to me and I will lead you out. I will be your reward or regard. I will be destroying them. Pay attention. Because servants have ruled over us. There is none that does deliver us out of their hand. No man can rise up and say, we see that, and we have many of our forefathers tried in the 50s, 60s. Pay attention, 70s, 80s, 90s, up to now. Pay attention, they're trying. But as I said, no man will deliver you Israelites from under your oppressors. I am the one going to do it. You have to return to me, keep my laws. We got our bread with the peril of our lives because of the sword of the wilderness. Our skin was black like an oven because of the terrible famine. Our skin was what? The Israelite skin are what? Black as an oven. Verse Lamentation 4:8. The visage or face or countenance is blacker than a coal. The Most High is telling my children of Israel, they are black, they are black. Verse 4, Lamentation 4:8, Lamentation 5 and 10. Pay attention. They ravished the women in Zion and the maids in the cities of Judah. Princes are hanged by their hand. The faces of elders were not honored. What did they do to us in this diaspora? They hung up behind left, right, and center. You need to pay attention. They hung up behind making posters and postcards. Pay attention. From young, old, little children looking on and having a fun time, making mockery of you hanging by your neck, swinging by a rope. The Most I say what? They ravished the women in Zion and the maids in the cities of Judah. Princes are hanged up by their hand and the face, and in captivity they hung up by their neck and hands, and the faces of elders were not honored. They took the young men to grind, and the children fell under the wood. The elders have ceased from the gate, no more leadership. The young men from their music. The crown is fallen from our head. The rulership and prosperity has fallen from our head, and royalty. Woe unto us that we have sinned. You say what? Destruction. They might say destruction to us, because what? We have sinned or violated our God. See, wherefore dost thou not forget us forever? Sorry, wherefore dost thou forget us forever and forsake us so long time? He said, Most High, why you forget me so long? Captivity is captivity. Turn thou us unto thee. Jeremiah is saying what? Most High, turn us back unto thee, O Lord. So who's doing it? The Most High is the only one who can turn us straight back to his laws. Pay attention. When you say, okay, they done enough punishment for them. They cry out unto me, okay, turn the spirit back. And we shall be turned. And we what? We shall be turned. When you pour your spirit, Holy Spirit into us, pay attention, we're going to turn. Renew our days of old. Jeremiah say what? Put us back in our glory. Back to gods. Back to superhumans. Pay attention. Back to gods and back to superhumans. To rule over these nations. This book is called The Black Image in the White Mind. It's a book that when you start reading, because the great minds, they read these things. Pay attention. They read these things and there are things hidden in them you wouldn't read. It's a book. It's not too savory, but it's good to know and understand. It's a book based on racism. You start reading it and you will probably put it down. You probably mightn't finish it. But this is what I found in this book. Read page 75. This is what I found in this book. So the most I say, what? If you don't read, you're not going to find things out. You have to what? Understand your oppressors. Understand your enemy to know how they're thinking. You need to pay attention and know how you must do to survive. Page 70, I'll read page 74. In the 1840s, Morton collaborated with George R. Gliddon, an Egyptologist, who provided him with mummy heads and information about the racial significance of Egyptian tomb inscriptions. So you say, what is the significance of these things that we see? In Crania Egyptica, published in 1844, Morton pointed out that both cranial and archaeological evidence showed that the Egyptians, the ancient Egyptians, were not Negroes. The ancient Egyptians were not what? Negroes. Which means what? They're black, they're dark-skinned people, they're black people just as us. But they were not us. Who do they call Negroes? Yes, us. You need to pay attention. Negro land, Negrita, you need to pay attention. The whole west coast of Africa, you need to pay attention. Of Al-Kebulan, you need to pay attention. The Egyptians were not Negroes, as abolitionists and colonizationists had maintained. As they were what? These were abolitionists and colonizationists were saying. And that in fact, blacks or the Negroes had been relegated to the same servile position or servitude or captivity or slavery in ancient Egypt, who was serving under Pharaoh, the children of Israel. Pay attention. So who do it? They were Negroes, blacks. As in, pay attention. Or not Negroes, they were only calling them Negritas or blacks. You need to pay attention. Or Niger, black. It means we call them black. When you read Acts chapter 13 and verse 1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers as Barnabas and Simeon that was called Niger, or Simeon the Black. They call him what? Simeon the Black. Simeon the Black. Always call them, referring to them as black. They were the prophets who were what? Following Yahushua. Pay attention. Back to the black image in the white mind, page 75. And that what? In Crania Egyptica, published in 1844, Morton pointed out that both the cranial and archaeological evidence showed that the Egyptians, the children of Ham, were not Negroes. They're separate people from the Negroes, or the children of Jacob, or Israel. As abolitionists and colonizationists had maintained, the children of Jacob, or the children of Israel that were in servitude in Egypt. They were two different people. Dark races, but two different people. That in fact, blacks, or the Negroes, or the children of Israel, had been relegated to the same servile position, servitude or captivity, or slavery in ancient Egypt under the pharaohs as in modern America. As in where? Modern America. Pay attention. Who do they have here? Conquered in the North, South, and Central Americas? The children of Israel. You need to pay attention. The rest of our brethren, the masses of our brethren, scattered through the West Coast. Pay attention. Yes, of Africa, and scattered through the four winds of the earth. But they have who? The ones enslaved in modern America. Same. You need to pay attention. They call them Negroes. They call them Negroes. Pay attention. In the same servile position. The most I say, the gods are superhumans are where? In the ghettos. Conquered. He conquered and hidden in plain sight. Go to Acts chapter 7 and verse 6. Acts 7 verse 6. Acts 7 and 6. Acts 7 and 6. And God spake on this wise, that his seed, Abraham's seed, should sojourn in a strange land, and that they should bring them into bondage and entreat them evil 400 years. 400 years of captivity, 1619 to 2019, 400 years. Why hell is breaking loose on the earth right now? You need to pay attention. Your captivity is near at an end. Moses is about to turn out captivity. And he's what? Doing his marvelous work in the background. The angels are here what? Laying the groundwork and creating chaos on this earth right now, and destruction and mayhem on this earth. What? Because the Most High God is breathing the better life into us and bringing us back. He's about to deliver and turn out captivity. Pay attention. And they shall entreat them evil 400 years. And the nation to whom they shall be in bondage. Why you keep saying the daughter of Edom? Judgment for the daughter of Edom, for this kingdom. Pay attention. The nation to whom they shall be in bondage, on all who have us in captivity, will I judge. All these heathen nations that have the children of Israel oppressed, hidden in plain sight, lying about their nationality, lying about their identity. The Most High say what? I will judge them. And after that they shall come forth and serve me in this place. I am bringing them back under my laws, under my covenant. Pay attention, there's nothing they can do about it. Because who punished us behind? The Most High God. And who's going to deliver us? The Most High God. These heathen done nothing of their own. You Israelites, come back to the laws of your God. That's all you need to do. Come back to the laws of your God and watch him go and blaze. Blaze at him. Watch him come and light up this earth. You need to pay attention. The Most High is fuming. He's a man of war. You need to pay attention. His son is a son of war. Pay attention. And the angels are what? Angels of war. They are his battle axe. You need to pay attention. We are the battle axe of the Lord. We turn to his laws and join the army. You need to pay attention. When you become spiritually transformed or back to the gods or back to the superhumans, you join in the army. You need to pay attention. That's your reward. You need to pay attention. You're going to oppress your oppressors. This is the Bible. Pay attention. 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and read verse 6. 2nd Ezra 6 and 6. The Most High say, don't fear these nations. Fear me. 2nd Ezra 6 and 6. Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone. The Most High said this creation was made through me alone. And through none other. Nobody has created this earth. Pay attention. By me, or whatever is done in this earth, I do it. By me also they shall be ended. The Most High say, I create it and I'm going to end it. I create your captivity and I'm going to end your captivity. Pay attention. Because they violated, I'm going to punish you behind. I'm going to return to me. I'm breathing the breath into you. I'm bringing it back to me. I'm going to end it. And by none other. Nobody is going to dictate, or we're going to run for more 100 more years and we're ruling for the next 50 years. This could be happening in the next 25 years. The Most High say, no, they're liars. They're deceivers. The Most High say, what? It's going to be ended on my terms. Then answered I and said, Ezra, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? When you're going to destroy this earth and we're going to return the children of Israel back to the rulership, back to the butt, or royal garments, back to what? Superhumans or gods? Pay attention. Or when shall be the end of the first? When shall be the what? The end of this captivity. And or Esau rule, pay attention. And the beginning of it that followeth, Jacob's rule, pay attention. And he said unto me, under Yahushua Mashiach, from the Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, when what? Jacob and Esau were born, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. That we read in Genesis 25. You need to pay attention. What the symbolism of this? For Esau is the end of the world. Esau is ruling right now, and his kingdom is about to be ended, and because he's dominated and has Jacob in captivity, you need to pay attention, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Because when Jacob keep the laws of God, he put Esau into captivity, or the children of Esau into captivity. Pay attention, and all these heathen nations going into captivity. That's the secret that they've been hiding from you. You need to pay attention. Thus said the Lord, right in the Holy Scriptures. The Most I say what? You need to know who you are. You need to know who you are. Pay attention. Jump to verse 17. And it happened that when I heard it, I stood upon my feet and hearkened, and behold, there was a voice that spake, and the sound of it was like the sound of many waters, Yahushua. And it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. The Most I say what? Begin to what? Visit them that dwell on the earth. He's beginning to what? Why is so much mayhem on the earth right now? We need to pay attention. Wars and rumors of wars, chaos that you never seen. Pay attention. All friends stand to what? Fight each other like enemies. All these heathen nations that was quite in allegiance, they stand to fight what? Like enemies. Pay attention. And will begin to make inquisition of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly, and with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. Why is the Most High creating chaos on the earth? Because our affliction is at an end. The Most High say what? When the affliction or the time of our captivity or dispersion is being fulfilled. Because I'm visiting this earth and I'm creating hell. I'm about to destroy it. And when the world that shall begin to vanish away, the Most High say what? I'm about to destroy the sinful realm, Satan's kingdom, and shall be finished. Then will I show these tokens. The book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. The Israelites going to see out of obscurity. We're going to know we are the children of God. We are the superhumans or the gods that have been scattered in the ghettos. You need to pay attention. In the slums of the earth, living like in squatter conditions. Pay attention. In shacks, in cardboard houses. Pay attention. On the streets, in tents, as it is this day. You need to pay attention. The most I say, I'm drawing your attention to who you are. Pay attention. And the children of a year old shall speak with their voices. And the woman with child shall bring forth untimely children of 3 or 4 months old, and they shall live and be raised up. Incubators, pay attention. Preemies in incubators and living. The most I say what? No, I'm visiting the earth. And what? Suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. Famine gonna appear. Boop, all of a sudden no food. All of a sudden shortage of food. And the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. All of a sudden they can't get food. We can't feed everybody. The most I say, I'm visiting the earth and I'm doing it. Pay attention. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man hear it, they shall be suddenly afraid. The last trumpet. The most I say what? The trumpet shall give a song. Pay attention. I blow the trumpet. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. These heathen nations are fighting like what? Enemies. They were all in collusion, collaboration. Things was running nice. Everybody was making the money. And what? All of a sudden they said they fight like what? Enemies. The most I say, I am doing it. Your brethren among your fellow Israelites, they're killing each other like what? Enemies. Men who grew up, born together, go to school together, grow together. All of a sudden, they putting one to death. Pay attention. The most I say is, I turn in the spirits. You need to pay attention because I'm visiting the earth. I'm about to wrap it up. I'm about to wrap it up. You need to pay attention. Go to Matthew 10 and 21. Matthew 10, 21, 22. Matthew 10 and 21. And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, and the children shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death. Of your own brethren too. The most I say, of among you Israelites and among the heathen nations, they're going to be what? Killing one another like enemies. What's happening among the children of Israel now? Friends fighting each other like what? Enemies. Brothers putting brother to death. Pay attention. Delivering after death. Pay attention. Go back to 2 Ezra 6 and verse 25. And whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation and the end of your world, because I'm going to plant my Holy Spirit upon them. So whoever remain is the one, the elect. They're going to have my Holy Spirit on them. They're going to return to my laws. Pay attention. Otherwise, all the rest will be destroyed here. The souls will be destroyed here. Pay attention. And the men that I receive shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth, and the heart of the inhabitants shall be changed. Your mind going to be what? Changed from evil and sin to law keepers, and turned into another meaning. Turn into what? Back to gods, or back to superhumans, or back to the elect of God, or sons of God, or children of God, or heirs of God, or offsprings of God, in obedience to his laws. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. All sin shall be burned from this diaspora, from this hell. As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, the law, which had been so long without fruit, shall be declared. The law and order will be declared in all the earth. As we are here declaring God's laws and its order. You Israelites, return to the laws of your God. Pay attention. Return to the Lord, and he'll come into battle and fight for you and deliver you. Psalms chapter 82 and verse 1. Psalms 82 and 1. God standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judgeth among the gods. The Most High stand up in what? The congregation of the mighty, who going to keep them laws, the Israelites, and he judgeth among the gods, lowercase G-O-D-S. How long will they judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked? See that? Do you see that? David saying, Asaph, how long will you accept the what? The person of the wicked? Defend the poor and the fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and needy. How long you're not judging them? That's what he's saying. No, you ain't judging the wicked. How long are you judging them? But do justice, defend the poor and the fatherless, the children without parents. Pay attention. The poor, the nation, and the needy. Deliver, because the wicked are oppressing them of your own people. Pay attention. Deliver the poor and needy. Rid them out of the hand of the wicked. Out of the who? As we are being oppressed also under the heathen diaspora, under the heathen in the diaspora. Do what? Rid them out of the hand of the wicked, which is the sword of the Lord. Pay attention. Wicked within and wicked without is still the hand of the what? The sword of the Lord. The wicked of your brethren within is still the hand of the sword. Is still the sword of the Lord, the hand of the Lord. You need to pay attention. Psalms 82:5. They know not. We don't know who we are. We disconnected from our God, or disinherited. Neither will they understand. We have no understanding that we should be keeping God's laws. They walk on in darkness. Darkness is what? Sin and iniquity. Go to Sirach 17:26. What is the darkness you're walking on in? Sirach chapter 17. Verse 26. Turn again to the Most High, and turn away from iniquity, for he will lead thee out of darkness into the light of health, and hate thou abomination vehemently. The laws and the statutes of the Most High God is what you're supposed to return to, the light of God, and the darkness or iniquity or abomination is sin. Sin. You must say, turn away from that. Back to Psalms 82 and verse 5. They know not, neither do they understand. They should be keeping the laws of God. They walk on in darkness, iniquity, sin, or abomination. all the foundations of the earth are out of course. Because the Israelites are in the midst of iniquity, sin, and abomination, the world is out of whack. You need to pay attention. We are meant to rule this earth because we are the gods or superhumans that the Most High established here to have dominion over everything from Adam. Have dominion over everything and keep everything in order with law, my laws. So the whole foundation of the earth are out of course. The world is out of whack, in chaos, because the Israelites are in the ghettos. The gods of superhumans are in the ghettos, conquered in the earth for violating God's laws. Psalms 82:6, I have said, ye are gods. The Most High said, you Israelites are gods. Pay attention. You are gods, and all of you are the children of the Most High. You're my children. Children coming through from children of Adam. Pay attention. Children of God, not children of Satan. Like Cain, you need to pay attention. You are children of God. Pay attention. You are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. But you shall die like men, you Israelites. You pay attention. They're coming through the holy seed through Adam, holy seed. The holy seed, children of God. Pay attention. Coming down to it, the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Israelites. Pay attention, the Israelites. Coming down to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Jacob's seed. But you shall die like men. You're going to what? Die like men. You're superhumans, but you're going to die like humans. You need to pay attention. Your gods are superhumans, and you're going to die like men, mere mortals. And fall like one of the princes. One of who? Satan's children. That's the mere mortal or mere man is Satan's children. The princes of this world. Pay attention. Arise, O God, judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations. Psalm 137, verse 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, raise it. The children of who? Esau, Edom, Rome. Pay attention. Who said, raise it, burn it to the ground, even to the foundation thereof, the Edomites, Idumeans. Burn it to the ground. O daughter of Babylon. O who? This fourth beast kingdom is who? The daughter of Babylon. They replicated Nebuchadnezzar in ancient Babylon. In punishing the Most High is using them the same as he used Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar was who? My servant. Cyrus was who? My anointed, working for me. Pay attention. So this daughter of Babylon is who? The Lord's servant, working for him to press it behind. That's what they're not telling you. You need to pay attention. O daughter of Babylon, who had to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. The Most High said what? The daughter of Babylon is destined to be destroyed. And the Most High is going to reward them as you do to us. You use them to oppress us. You're going to oppress them just now. You're going to oppress them the same way. Psalms 2 and verse 1 to 10. Psalms 2 and 1. Why do the heathen rage? Why are the heathen mad? And the people imagine a vain thing. Why are they imagining vain things? Pay attention. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel. What? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed. The heathen nations and your rulers over Israel in collaboration or collusion against the Most. They hate Most High God and they hate his son Yahushua. Pay attention. Against the Lord and against his anointed. They say what? What is their crafty counsel? Let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. Keep them in sin still. Break their bands, their nationality, their identity, and destroy the children of Israel, scatter behind. Pay attention. Break their bands up, split them up, divide them up, scatter them in the diaspora, and cast away their cords from us. Their lineage that they don't know who they are. Pay attention. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Most High is what? Laughing. The Most High say, I am the one do it. I am the one sanction it, and I am the one allow it. Pay attention. The Lord shall have them in derision. They taking credit, but the Most High laughing. The Most High said, I just punished my children. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath. Then the Most High is going to say, okay, now 400 days is done. My wrath coming on you now, you heathen nations. Pay attention. And the wicked of your own Israel. Pay attention. The what? And the rulers over it who take counsel together with the heathen. Pay attention. The Most High say what? Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex them in his sore displeasure. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I am about to send Yahushua, my son, to take rulership of this hell. Take rulership of this hell to set up the kingdom of heaven back on earth. I will declare the decree. The Lord hath said unto me, Thou art my son, Yahushua. This day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Ask me, and I give thee dominion. Just tell me, let you loose. The Most I say, just tell me, let you loose. Pay attention. Ask of me to go take them, because Yahushua is the who? The destroyer. You need to pay attention. Go to 1 Corinthians 10. 1 Corinthians 10 and 1. Why are you saying, ask of me? 1 Corinthians 10 and 1. Moreover, brethren, I would not that you should be ignorant how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea, in the exodus from Egypt, and were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea. They passed through the sea, the Red Sea, and did eat all the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink. For they drank of that spiritual rock, uppercase R, that followed them, and that rock, uppercase R, was Mashiach. Yahushua Mashiach was the angel of the Lord that was leading the children of Israel out, and killing left, right, and center in Egypt. Pay attention. He's the who? The destroyer. The destroyer. You need to pay attention. That was in Exodus, in Exodus chapter 12 and 1, right through. He is the destroyer. You need to pay the destroying angel. Pay attention. Go back to Psalms chapter 2 and verse 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Just ask me, the Most I say, and I will let you loosen them. Destroy them. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Why? The Most I say, because they're breaking the children of Israel with a rod of iron, and they're dashing us in pieces, hanging, dragging. You need to pay attention. Bullet, all manner of evils. Pay attention. They're putting us to death left, right, and center. The Most I say, you go and pay them back. Pay attention. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings of the earth, you heathen. Be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry and you perish from the way. When his wrath is kindled but a little. Yahushua only going to be mad just a little bit, and he's destroying everything on this earth. Most I say his wrath kindled only what? A little. A little. He's on a mission. He's not going to come, he's not coming to lose it. He's coming to execute the Most High decree and judgment, and bring judgment and justice. To kill and destroy. Psalms chapter 83 and verse 1. Psalms 83 and 1. Keep not silence, thou silence, O God. Keep not thou silence, O God. And be not still, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. Asaph is saying, the ones who hate the Most High have become more prideful, lifted up their head, become puffed up and arrogant towards his children. Pay attention, not towards God. Pay attention. And they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They hate God. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They are taking what? Crafty counsel. Hide them in plain sight. Pay attention. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. Take their identity, their nationality. Don't let them know who they are. Pay attention. Hide them in plain sight. Discontinue them or inherit them. Or disenfranchise them. What? That the name of Israel, the Israelites, pay attention, the Israelites, may be no more in remembrance. Cut them off. We don't want to hear them in that name again ever. Let's go and divvy up that land. Let's go and scatter them in the west coast. Pay attention. And go and divvy up the land further. Pay attention. To what? The all in an effort to disguise who we are, or cut us from our nationality or identity. Pay attention. It's all a master plan. They have what? They have said, we're colluded or have collaboration or crafty counsel. Let us cut them off from being a nation, discontinue them from the heritage, that the name of Israel, the Israelites, may be no more in remembrance. They're not going to remember who they are. You don't hear the name no more. They say what? The ancient Israelites are gone. Pay attention. They are no more. They have consulted together with one consent. United nations or united together in crafty counsel. Pay attention. They are confederate against thee. United in confederacy against the children of Israel or the children of God. Pay attention. The tabernacles of Edom, Esau, Edom, Rome, and the daughter of Babylon. And the Ishmaelites. The Ishmaelites who? The children of Ishmael. You need to pay attention. The children of Ishmael, who have what? The 12 princes. You need to pay attention. They are all in the who? The crafty counsel. Who was sold out behind in the sub-Saharan slave trade? You need to pay attention. The children of Ishmael, you need to pay attention. They're all guilty of oppressing the children of God. You need to pay attention. And Moab of who? Moab, the prideful, arrogant one, who still what? They're all still oppressing the children of Israel, still in crafty counsel, deceiving them behind on levels. Pay attention. They're nice to us, and this one nice to us. No, they're not nicer than nobody. They're all doing the same thing in the same crafty counsel. Pay attention. To oppress it behind. You return to the laws of your God. Pay attention. And the Most High God will be nice to you, you Israelites. You need to pay attention. All throughout the West Coast are thinking that they're nice to you and these were nice to you. They're still oppressing you. You need to pay attention. The Most High say, you return to my laws. They're not going to be nice to you. They are my sword. Pay attention. They're just deceiving you on different levels. The Most High say, Gibal and Ammon and Amalek. Is who? Amalek. Pay attention. They all in collusion and crafty counsel against you. The Philistines and the inhabitants of Tyre, the children of Ham. Pay attention. All them in collusion or collaboration. What did they do? Who said, verse 12, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. Northern kingdom, southern kingdom, Judah, Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel. Take them into what? Possession. Conquer the behind and hide our identity. And scatter us in the four winds. And the fire burneth. And as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire, so persecute them with thy tempest and make them afraid with thy storm. You see that? He's saying, come and burn them up like the fire is burning in the mountains, uncontrollable. come and burn them up and send storm after storm, bring destruction, destruction. The angel of destruction are released on the earth. You need to pay attention. Angels that take this kingdom down, you need to pay attention. The Most I say, I begin to visit the earth that I made. That's why we're standing up on our feet in the last days. You need to pay attention. You need to pay attention. Go to Psalm 46 and verse 1. Psalm 46, read verse 1. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore will not be fear, though the earth be removed, and though the mountains be carried into the midst of the sea, though the waters thereof roar and be troubled, though the mountains shake with the swelling thereof. Selah. God is in the midst. God is what? There is a river, the streams thereof shall make glad. The city of God. The what? The city of God. The holy place of the tabernacles of the Most High. God is in the midst of her. She shall not be moved. God shall help her, and that right early. The heathen rage, the kingdoms are moved. The Most High is coming to help the Israelites to reestablish his city again, the city of God. And he's what? The heathen are enraged. They're mad. They're mad as hell. The kingdoms are moved. He's coming to take out the heathen kingdoms. Pay attention. From rulership, from riding as princes. Pay attention. Servants on horseback, from ruling over you, dominating you. The what? They enraged. The heathen rage. The kingdoms are moved. The rage, but what? The Most High said, taking them out anyway. He's uttered his voice, and the earth melted. The Lord of hosts is with us. The Most High is with us. Because why? We are his children. We are the gods or the superhumans, which are in the ghettos. The Most High said, what? I'm breathing a better life into them. I planted my laws in their spirit and turning them back to me. Pay attention. Nobody's going to stop it. Because what? The time of the captivity is at an end. The Most High said, what? The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. He's going to be what? Our refuge. Because the angel of the Lord encamp around him and fear him. I'm going to be your rewarder, your rear guard. Pay attention. Selah. See that? Come, behold the works of the Lord, what desolations he had made in the earth. He maketh wars to cease unto the end of the earth. I am coming to shut down all the wars. Pay attention. So why are the wars happening now? The Most I said, destruction and to come before peace. You need to pay attention. I'm going to make the wars to cease. And what? He breaketh the bow and cutteth the spear in sunder. He burneth the chariot in fire. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. The Lord of hosts is with us, the children of Israel. The God of Jacob is our refuge. The Most High God, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob is our refuge. We're going to come back and keep them laws. Our refuge means we're going to hide under his laws, under his wings. He's going to protect us when we return to his laws. Selah. Go to Psalm 47:1. Oh, clap your hands, all you people. Shout unto God with the voice of triumph. For the Lord Most High is terrible. He is the great king over all the earth. He shall subdue the people under us. He's coming to subdue these heathen nations under us. You need to pay attention. And the nations under our feet, because we are the gods or superhumans who are in the ghettos. He's bringing us back to royalty, to set us back from the dunghill, to set us back in palaces, to rule. You need to pay attention. As princes, he shall what? Subdue the nations under our feet. He shall choose our inheritance for us, the excellency of Jacob, whom he loved. Selah, the children of Jacob. Pay attention, the Israelites. God is going up with a shout, the Lord with the sound of a trumpet. Sing praises to God, sing praises unto our King, sing praises. For God is the King of all the earth. Sing ye praises with understanding. God reigneth over the heathen. Most High God is coming to what? Rule and subjugate these heathen nations. God sitteth upon the throne of his holiness. He's coming to establish his kingdom upon earth. Pay attention. The princes of the people are gathered together, even the people of the God of Abraham. For the shields of the earth belong unto God. He is greatly exalted. I'm coming to set up the seed or reestablish the seed of Abraham, Isaac and Jacob, the Israelites, to rule under me. Pay attention. You need to pay attention. Go to Psalms 8 and verse 1. Psalms chapter 8, verse 1. Psalms 8 and 1. O Lord our God, how excellent is thy name in all the earth. Who has set thy glory above the heavens? Out of the mouth of babes and sucklings hast thou ordained strength, because of thine enemies, that thou mightest still the enemy and the avenger. He's going to shut them out of the base men on the earth are using. Base men and men that were what dishonorable or hated or reviled. I'm going to use what? Their mouth. When you say with babes and sucklings, out of these mouth, these ones who they don't have no what they call religious education, no formal religious education, no Pharisee school. Pay attention. No theology school. Pay attention. No Vanguard school. 7 days a week, 3 times a day indoctrination. I'm going to what? Use them out to what? Still the enemies. Shut the enemies down. When I consider thy heavens, the work of thy fingers, the moon and the stars, which thou hast ordained. What is man that thou art mindful of him? What is man? Who are we that the Most High is mindful of us? To God to come and destroy this earth for us? Who are we? That and the Son of Man that thou visitest him. Why are the Most High sending angels or prophets to us to visit us? For thou hast made him a little lower than the angels. We are made a what? a little lower than the angels. Adam was made a little lower than angels. So the seed of Adam, or the children of God, coming through Adam's lineage, coming down to Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, the children of Jacob, the children of Israel, are what? Made little lower than angels. Pay attention. That's why he come and visit us. That's why he bring the breath of life into us. That's why he's going to come in to destroy desires for us. That's why he's kept us behind for violating his laws. Because we are the gods. We are the superhumans. We are not normal humans. Pay attention. We are not basemen or princes of this world or Satan's children. We are above them. For thou hast made him a little lower than the angels, and hast crowned him with the glory and honor. Thou made him to have dominion over the works of thy hands, and thou hast put all things under his feet. Genesis 1:28. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. Have dominion over everything. Because the children of God, pay attention. Go back to Psalms chapter 8 and verse 6. Thou hast made him to have dominion, Adam, over the works of thy hands, to the children of God coming through Adam's seed. Thou hast put all things under his feet, all sheep and oxen, yea, and the beasts of the field, the fowl of the air, and the fish of the sea, and whatsoever passes through the parts of the sea. So what made what? Adam was made little lower than angels. Pay attention. So the children of God are what? Little lower than angels, or superhuman, or gods. That's what Moses said, you are gods. Psalms 82:6. You are gods, but you're going to die like men. There are men on the earth, or mortals on this earth, but you are the superhumans. You're above them. Psalms chapter 9 and verse 1. I will praise the Lord with my whole heart. I will show forth all thy marvelous works. I will be glad and rejoice in thee. I will sing praise to thy name, O thou most high. When mine enemies are turned back, they shall fall and perish at thy presence. Thou hast rebuked the heathen. Thou hast destroyed the wicked. Thou hast put out their name forever and ever. O thou enemy, destructions are come to a perpetual end. And thou hast destroyed cities. Their memorial is perished with them. But the Lord shall endure forever. He hath prepared his throne for judgment, and he shall judge the world in righteousness, law, and order. He shall minister judgment to the people in uprightness, according to the laws they are going to come in to judge. Pay attention. For the Lord also will be a refuge for the oppressed. We are who? The oppressed. He said, I'm going to be a refuge for you, Israelites, or succor over you. Pay attention, or succorer over you. Pay attention. In times of trouble, when you repent and return to them, laws, and they that know thy name will put their trust in thee. The ones who know God will put their what? Trust in thee. Go to 1 John 2 and verse 3. What does it mean to know God? And hereby we do know that we know him, that we know God. This is how we know God. If we keep his commandments, this is how we know God, or you have a relationship with God, a personal relationship with him, or you're married to him. As we mothers and grandparents saying, you say that, I'm married to him, I'm married to Yahushua. Pay attention, yeah. The Most I say, this is how you know me, or how you're married to me. If you keep his commandments, he that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him. You have the devil. The Most I say, what you're praying to me, and I plug my ears to you. That will say that your prayers cannot pierce. Because I do not hear sinners, you Israelites. You must return to the laws. You see, my laws are done away, you married to me. Pay attention. Psalms 9 and verse 10. And the day that know him, who keep his commandments, thy name will put their trust in thee. Keep the Lord. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart, and lean not on your own understanding. That we say, how you trust in him? Lean not on your own understanding, but keep the laws. For thou, Lord, hast not forsaken them that seek thee. Sing praise. So seek him what? Keep his laws. Sing praises to the Lord, which dwell in Zion. Declare among the people his doings. When he maketh inquisition for blood. He's going to make what? Inquisition for blood. All who put his children of Israel to death, left, right, and center. He remembered them. He forgetteth not the cry of the humble. Have mercy upon me, O Lord. Consider my trouble, which I suffer of them that hate me. Thou that liftest me up from the gates of death, that I may show forth all thy praise in the gates of the daughter of Zion. I will rejoice in thy salvation. The heathen are sunken down into the pit that they made. The Most High going up, the heathen going into captivity, into the snares and the traps, the crafty counsel that they have set up to ensnare the children of God. They are going right back into that pit. You need to pay attention. They are going into what? Captivity. The heathen are sunken down into the pit that they made. In the net which they hid is their own for taking. They will be taken into what? Their own crafty counsel. The Lord is known by the judgment which he executed. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Higalon, Selah, because they are the sword of the Lord. The Most High say, you're just working for me. When I'm ready, I'll cast you out of the way and put you where you belong. Pay attention. The wicked shall be turned into hell. Into what? Captivity. And all the nations that forget God. For the needy shall not always be forgotten. The expectation of the poor shall not perish forever. The Israelites, return to me. Arise, O Lord. Let not man prevail. Let the heathen be judged in thy sight. You see that? He said, well, don't let them prevail over us. King David, he said, let them be judged in thy sight. Put them in fear, O Lord, that the nations, these heathen nations, may know themselves to be but men. They are what? But men, mere mortals, or just humans, or children of Satan. But the Israelites are what? Superhumans, or gods, or made little lower than angels. We need to pay attention. The gods or the superhumans are where? In the ghettos, scattered in the diaspora, being oppressed. Most I say, what? For your own violation. You don't want to obey me? Okay. Psalms 10 and 1. Why standest thou afar, O Lord? Why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble? The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor, because the wicked is the sword of the Lord. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blessed is the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth. The wicked go to what? Praise the one who have money just like him, who have the same covetous spirit like him. Pay attention. And the Lord who? Hate them. You need to pay attention. So all you brothers who cry out for reparations, you want money. To what? To hang on to it, the dunghill. The most I say what? I abhor the covetous. You need to pay attention. The wicked, blessed the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth. The most I say, hate. When you're hoarding that money and holding that money, you want reparations? Come back to my laws, statutes, and commandments, and I will give you the kingdom of heaven. I will give you rulership over this earth. I bring you back as God, I set you back as princes, ruling this earth. That's the reparations you're going to get. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after God. God is not in all his thoughts. The wicked who don't want to come back and keep them commandments, the most I say, hey, the heathen, God is not in their thoughts. And of your own brethren who don't want, refusing to come back and keep them commandments, God is not in his thoughts. Pay attention. The most I say, you don't know me. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eye are privily set against the poor. You see that? The heathen. The Lord is king forever and ever. The heathen are perished out of the land. They what? The most I say, I have come to destroy these heathen nations. Destroy them and decimate them for what they done to my people. I sent them to do it, but I have to take them out. Ephesians 5 and 11. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 11. Ephesians 5 and 11. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful work of darkness. Paul is saying what? Have no fellowship with the what? Unfruitful work of darkness. Why? Because what? But rather reprove them. Reprove and rebuke them. Because for it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret, the secret sins. What is being done? He said, stay away from them. But all things are reproved that are made manifest by the light, for whatsoever doeth make manifest is light. Jump to verse 19. Speaking to yourselves in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing and making melody in your hearts to the Lord. Speaking to yourself, read the Psalms, the book of Psalms. What were we just reading in the book of Psalms? That we keep saying, speaking to yourselves in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs. Paul is giving you clues. Go back in the book of Psalms, you will understand the judgment of these heathen nations. What we just read? The judgment of these heathen nations and what we did to violate our God. Pay attention. He said, speak to yourself in psalms. Go in them psalms and take solace. Read them. Meditate in them. Keep the laws of God, and the Most High will give you understanding. Who you are, what I'm about to do to them. Pay attention. You are the gods, you're the superhumans, but you are living in the ghettos, scattered in the ghettos, in the hoods. Go to Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 4. Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 4. Proverbs 16 and 4. The Lord had made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. The Most High create all what? The wicked of the earth for evil, for the day of evil, to punish you Israelites who don't want to keep the laws, or the righteous who go astray. I made the wicked to punish you. Psalms 149 and verse 1. I made them to punish you. Psalms 149 verse 1. Praise ye the Lord, sing unto the Lord a new song, and praise his name in the congregation. Praise ye the Lord, sing unto the Lord, Psalm 149 1. Praise ye the Lord, sing unto the Lord a new song, and his praise in the congregation of the saints. Let Israel rejoice in him that made him. Who's the saints? Israelites. Let the children of Zion be joyful in their king. Let them praise his name in the dance. Let them sing praises unto him with the timbrel and harp. For the Lord taketh pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of God be in their mouth, as it is in our mouth now, yes, and a two-edged sword in their hand. When you become transformed and transfigured, pass back to gods or back to superhumans in the army of the Lord, Yahushua Mashiach, you're going to have what? That's when you're going to have the sword in your hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen. To execute what? The Lord's vengeance, or the revenger. The Most I say, I'm the revenger. You come back to me, you're fighting for me now. Pay attention, you're my sword now. To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people. To bind their kings with chains To do what? Put them into captivity, and their nobles with fetters of iron. These wealthy and the earth, these super rich, put them in what? Fetters of iron, back into captivity. To execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints, praise ye the Lord. The Most High say what? That judgment is written from me, and no one will stop it. It's decreed. No one will stop it. You return to me, you Israelites, and you're going to put your oppressors into captivity, back where they belong. Back where they belong. These servants that riding up on horseback, ruling over you, they're going back as servants or servitude as slaves. 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 22 and 23. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So many of our brethren go perish of famine. Many of the people on earth go what? Perish of famine. And who escape that famine, go be the sword going to destroy. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. Know what? These cities on the earth are being what? Cast down. These buildings going to fall, crash down, and you need to pay attention. They could be coming crashing down. You need to pay attention. This is the day of the Lord. Romans 9, 25 to 27. Romans chapter 9, verse 25 to 27. Romans 9 and 25. As he said also in Hosea, I will call them my people, which were not my people. The Israelites who were scattered in the four winds, scattered in the ghettos and the hoods, living in slums throughout the four corners of the earth. Pay attention. I will call them what? My people. You are my people. The children say, you are my people, you Israelites, which were not my people. They will say what? You're heathen, you're nobody. And her beloved, which was beloved because he cast you off for violation, Moses say what? But you're my children. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, in the hoods and the ghettos and the slums, where it was said unto you, you are not my people, you are nobody. Pay attention. We are Yehudi, you are nobody, you are Goyim. The Most High say what? There shall they be called the children of the living God. Right where they rejecting you and reviling you, and Most High say you will be called the children of the living God. You are my children. You need to pay attention, because I'm bringing a better life into you, and I'm going to reveal the mysteries in this book. Pay attention, and I'm going to wake up. Pay attention. I'm going to breathe the better life and wake you up, because I'm going to destroy the heathen. Isaiah also cried concerning Israel. Though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, we are the most innumerable people on this earth. A remnant shall be saved. A remnant going to return to the law, or the elect will return to the law. Many of our brethren will refuse to keep this law. This could be like nonsense to them. Pay attention. Many of our brethren, they will have a hard time accepting this. Most I say what? Many of them couldn't die because the remnant will be saved. We are the most innumerable people on this earth. They lie to you, deceive you, and tell you what? You're nobody. You're the remnant. We are the few. And most I say, no. The children of Israel are the majority on this earth. But a remnant of them will be saved, will return to my law. Who don't return to my law will perish with the heathen nation when I come to bring death and mayhem on this earth. Isaiah 10 and verse 10. Isaiah 10 and verse 20. Isaiah chapter 10, verse 20. Isaiah 10 and 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such a escape of the house of Jacob shall no more stay again upon him that smote them. You're not going to hang on to the heathen. Pay attention. Worshipping the devil. Pay attention. Because the Most High say he's using them to smite you. You're looking to a nation that cannot save you. Lamentations 4:18. That we're telling you. You're not going to stay in them no more, but shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel. In truth, you're going to return to my laws. I will be your stay. Pay attention. The remnant going to return to me and do as I command them. The remnant shall return. The remnant or the elect of God will return. Pay attention. Because they are the gods, they are the superhumans. My spirit is in them. Pay attention. So many of our brethren will get rejected. They will die. Because they refuse to return. They stay upon who? Satan and his kingdom. They love it here. They what? Embracing dunghills. They want reparations here. They embracing dunghills. Pay attention. I am God. I'm Egyptologist. I am everything. But the words I say, you better return to my laws. The remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty God. For though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, we are the most innumerable, a remnant of them shall return. The most I keep saying what? A remnant of us will return to the Lord. The elect will return to him. Pay attention. Because we are his. You need to pay attention. A remnant of them shall return. The consumption decreed shall overflow with righteousness. For the Lord God of hosts shall make a consumption even determined. The Most High coming to bring death and mayhem. So the remnant will escape the death and the mayhem and join in his army. Pay attention. Become the God or the superhuman that we are meant to be. Pay attention. Malachi 3 and 6. The remnant shall return. Malachi chapter 3 verse 6 and 7. The remnant shall return. What is the stipulation? Malachi 3 and 6. For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore you sons of Jacob are not consumed. In the place that I will be calling you, not my people, you are not consumed. The most I say, you're not consumed. Because that's why I say you are the children of the living God. Therefore you sons of Jacob are not consumed. You're not consumed. You're right here. Even from the days of your fathers, you are gone away from mine ordinances. We are gone in the midst of sin or violation, and have not kept them, breaking God's laws. Return unto me, unto my ordinances and my laws. Keep them, and I will return unto you. Stipulation. Come back to my ordinances and laws, and I will come back and battle for you. Said the Lord of hosts. Pay attention. The most I say, come back to my laws. That's why the whole who going to return to me means come back to them laws. The remnant will what? Come back to my laws. Pay attention. Read Hosea chapter 2, verse 19. Hosea 2 and 19. And I will betroth thee unto me forever. That's what the most I say, return unto me, and I will return unto you. And I will what? Betroth thee unto me forever. Yea, I will betroth thee unto me in righteousness according to the law, and in judgment, and in loving kindness, and in mercies. Why is he saying that? Go to Isaiah. Isaiah 54 verse 5. Why is he saying, I'm going to betroth thee unto me forever? For thy maker is thine husband. The most I say, I am your husband, you children of Israelite. You children of Israel, the Israelites. The Lord of hosts is his name, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. The God of the whole earth shall he be called, for he's going to redeem us. The Lord had called thee, you Israelites, as a woman forsaken and grieved in spirit, and a wife of youth. And a what? A wife of youth. The most I say, you Israelites, I am married unto the Israelites. Pay attention. Back to Hosea 2 and verse 19. And I will betroth thee back. I will take you back. Pay attention. Although I'll send you away. Pay attention. For fornication and for adultery, going after Satan, worshipping the heathen gods, and violating my laws, I will betroth thee unto me forever. Once you return to my laws. Yea, I will betroth thee unto me in righteousness, coming remarried to you again, you Israelites, and in judgment and in loving kindness and mercy, I bring you back under the law of my covenant. And I will even betroth thee unto me in faithfulness, and thou shalt know the Lord. You will know what? We're going to know our God, and we're going to return unto him. And I will sow unto me in the earth, and I will have mercy upon her that had not obtained mercy. And I will say to them which were not my people, thou art my people. Pay attention. And they shall say, thou art my God. Most I betrothing us back to him, bringing us back under his covenant, under his protection, to fight for us. Pay attention. Pay attention. That's what most I keep saying. Go to Hosea 3 and 1 to 5. Then said the Lord unto me, go ye, love a woman. He said, go what? Love a woman, beloved of a friend. Yet an adulteress. We what? Most I say we paying the adulteress by going after Satan, worshipping idols and violating his laws. According to the love of the Lord toward the children of Israel, who look to other gods. Who look to what? Other gods. So the most I call that adultery. The first commandment. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Pay attention. The most I say will be breaking the first commandment and all the rest of the laws. Who look to other gods and love flagons of wine. Sin, sin, sin. For the children, what? And I said unto her, thou shalt abide for me many days. Thou shalt not play the harlot. Thou shalt not be for another man. You Israelites worshipping Satan. The other man is who? Satan. They worshipping the devil. So will I also be for thee. You have to come back to me. I'm married to you Israelites. Pay attention. You're worshipping Satan. That's the other man you're committing adultery with. For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king. As called a scattered behind the gods of superhumans I wear in the ghettos. No king. And without a prince. No ruler. And without a sacrifice, no, I burn the temple, and without a ephod, and without a teraphim. And afterwards shall the children of Israel return. We're going to what? Return as we return into the Lord our God. Now he's breathing the better light of the Holy Spirit into us, and seek the Lord their God by coming back to his law, statutes, commandments, judgment, testimonies, precepts, and ordinances. And David their king, Yahushua HaMashiach, and we're going to seek who? The Most High and Yahushua, and shall fear the Lord and his goodness in the latter days. In the where? In the latter days. Because right, you see that, pay attention, we are living as heathen, as a goyim, worshipping Satan with no fear of God. And you say what? I'm going to put the fear of God in you. I'm going to teach you who you are, and you're going to come and serve me in the latter days. Bow down to me and my son in the latter days. Pay attention. We are in what? The latter days. Why he's destroying this sinful realm right now? Because the Most High is turning the spirit. I'm turning the tables. I'm returning your captivity. It's about your days about to be done. The days of your captivity are about to be done, to be over. Zechariah 13, read 8 and 9. Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8 and 9. Zechariah 13 and 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, said the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the 3rd part shall be left therein. And I will bring the 3rd part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. So the Most High said, come, I'll kill 2 parts in all the land. 2 parts going to put to death. 2/3. And the 1/3 I will bring to the fire as gold. I'm going to refine them, the Israelites, bring them back under my law and refine them. So 2 parts going to what? Perish of the Israelites. You need to pay attention. 2/3 going to be put to death for refusing to keep God's laws. You need to pay attention. Go to Sirach 2:1. When he say, I will refine them as gold, I will refine them as gold in the fire. Sirach chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. You're going to be tried. The devil going to throw the kitchen sink at us with sin and snares. Set thy heart right, get your mind right, and constantly endure the temptation and the trials. Resist them, pay attention. Resist them, and make not haste in time of trouble. Don't run back into sin. Don't fall back in your old ways. Cleave unto him, hang on to them laws and statutes and commandments, and depart not away from the laws, statutes, commandments, and judgment. Keep it, that thou mayest be increased at the last end. That thou mayest be what? Illuminated. Made back to gods or superhumans or angels. Pay attention. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. Whatever sin, whatever transgression, take it. He said, endure it and keep fighting, keep pushing through, keep them laws. And be patient when thou art changed unto a lower state. If you go through hell, you lost everything, you lost whatever. The ones I say, keep them laws. Don't worry. I'm burning you, I'm trying you to see whether you're going to revile me or hate me. Pay attention. I will not leave you comfortless. I will not leave you starving without a meal. But I'm going to bring you down. Some of you are going to bring it to a lower state, and then what is to build you back up spiritually. Pay attention. Many of us go through it. You need to pay attention. Many of you brothers and sisters understand what the Most High is saying here. Things happen and you just drop. Pay attention. Go through rock, hit hard times. Pay attention. One day where your next meal coming from, and then the Most High do it, boom, and breathe a better life into you. He was cleaning out the sin and the evil to put the Holy Spirit in you. Pay attention. For gold, you are who? You are the gold. Is tried in the fire. You are the gods or the superhumans. You need to pay attention. The gold is tried in the fire. I'm going to put you through adversity to prove that you, whether you will curse me and die. An acceptable man in the fullness of adversity. When the Job wife said to him, curse God and die, because he put him through hell. It's a parable of the Israelites, the book of Job. The Most High said, I will put you through adversity to see whether you're going to curse me and die. Pay attention. Oh, I will hang on to this life. I will serve the devil and get my wealth. Get my 40 acres and a mule. Get my reparations. Pay attention. And embrace the dunghill. Pay attention. Most I said, put it to death. I'll burn you right here with it. You need to pay attention. I will burn you right here with that money. That's what the Most I say. For gold is tried in the fire, an acceptable man in the fullness of adversity. Because that pursuit of it, the pursuit of wealth, that's what he's saying. I am trying you as gold. I will bring you to the lower state. Don't worry about it. Just keep them low and push through. Push through it, because you are the gold. You are the gold. Hebrews 12, read 5 to 17. Hebrews 12 and 5. And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. When you are brought to what? A low estate. Don't what? As Sirach 2 and verse 4. When you're brought to a low estate, keep pushing, keep them laws. It's a chastening of the Lord. The Most I trying you to see whether you're going to curse me and die. Go back and love it here. Go and serve Satan and then multiply your wealth. Pay attention. Verse 6, Hebrews 12 and 6. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth. Why? Because you are the gold. If you're my elect, I will purge you behind. I have to purge that sinner for you. Pay attention. That's why I will put you through it. And scourge at every son whom he receiveth. Every what? Elect. They're going to return to me. Or from the remnant, they'll return to me. I will scourge you. To see if you're what? You're going to take it. Because I will receive you what? Into everlasting life. If, stipulation is what? If you endure chastening. If you take it when you go through a hard time, or you go through hard times, God dealeth with you as with sons. That's why you're going to know if you're elect of God or a child of God. Pay attention. God dealeth with you as a son. When you take it, if you enjoy it. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? You see that? If you be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are you bastards and not sons. So if you're going through it, you're having a time, you're living it up, you're living your best life, you're filthy rich, nothing happening to you, you ain't going through hell, you ain't keeping the laws, you ain't doing nothing, you're married into whoever you want, whoever heathen you're married in, you're living it up. The Most I say what? You're bastards, you're cut off, you've been cut off or disinherited, you need to pay attention. Or disconnected from me. But if you be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh, which corrected us. The earthly father is going to beat you behind if you don't obey his house rules, and we give them reverence. You're going to bow down and say, okay, yeah, sorry, I apologize. You reverence him because you understand he's right. Yeah, you're right. But you might be stubborn and rebellious, but in the end, when you sit down and ponder, you say, yeah, I messed up in truth. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live? The Most High, if you don't submit to his laws, your spirit will be destroyed, you will die. When he say die, is your soul will be destroyed. I'm not talking about physical. Everybody had died physically, but their soul is going to destroy. That we're talking about. Live or everlasting life. For they verily for a few days chasten us, the earthly father, after their own pleasure, the earthly father, but he, the Most High, for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness, by become angels or immortals. Now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yielded the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby, by keeping the laws. Wherefore lift up your hands, which hang down, and the feeble knees. Keep your head up, and keep it moving. And make straight paths for your feet. Keep the laws, straight paths, come up from a sinful path, and come back and keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. Lest that which is lame be turned out of the way. Who continue in crooked paths or sin or violation of the Most High God, be what? Turned out of the way, be put to death, the soul be destroyed. But let it rather be healed. Be what? Heal our sick minds, and come back unto the law. Come back and keep God's laws. Come back and keep God's laws. You need to pay attention. Go to Zechariah 14, read 1 to 3. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, and thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle. And what? And the city shall be taken. 70 AD, it was taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished. And half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Nebuchadnezzar did it, Rome did it, the daughter of Babylon did it. Then, after I allow these nations to conquer you, then shall the Lord go forth and fight against these nations, as if when he fought in the day of battle. Because who's doing it? I am the one that allowed them to oppress you, and I am the one going to take them out. Pay attention. I will go forth and fight them. All who have battled the children of Israel, and all who have conquered and oppressed the children of God, he's coming to destroy you. You need to pay attention. That's why we're here. Moses said, go and prophesy. Go and tell them. Go and give them warning for me. Go to Tobit. Go to the book of Tobit, chapter 13. Moses said, go and prophesy against them. Tobit 13 and verse 2. For he doth scourge and had mercy. The Most High is the one scattering behind into captivity, but he will have mercy on us. He leadeth down to hell. He cut us to where? We in hell, conquered in hell on this sinful plane, and bring it up again, back to heaven. Neither is there any that can avoid his hand. Nobody can avoid the Most High. Confess him before the Gentiles. Go and what? Confess. Thus said the Lord. This is what we say, I'm going to wage war against them Gentiles. Confess again confess him, Most High, before the Gentiles. Ye children of Israel. For what? He has scattered us among them. The Most High says, I scatter you among them. There declare his greatness. Go and extol me, and extol him before all the living. Go and give praise and magnify my name and glorify my name before all the living, all the heathen nations, all the Gentiles. That the Lord say what? I'm coming to destroy and make war and fight against them. Pay attention, for oppressing the children of Israel who are delivered into their hand. And he is the God of our Father forever. And he will scourge us for iniquities, and will have mercy again, and will gather us out of all nations among whom he has scattered us. The Most High is the one who scattered behind, and the Most High is gathering us. So nobody can stop nothing. The heathen are doing nothing on their own accord. They are in panic right now. The Most High is the one calling all the shots. He's the puppet master, or the master chess player. Pay attention. They are doing nothing of their own accord. You Israelites, just return to the laws of your God and watch him do his marvelous work. So come and fight against those nations. You need to pay attention to this. Dismantle them by what? Raining hell on them. Pay attention. Go to Isaiah 14. Go to Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel. The Most High will choose the 12 tribes of Israel, and set them in their own land, and will bring us back to the land of Canaan, to the land of Palestine, and the Holy Land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. These heathen what? Going to be cleaving for their life. And the people shall take them, Israelites going to take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. We're going to conquer these nations on the earth. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. We will. What does shall mean? Law decreed by the Most High shall rule over our captives, on our conquerors and our oppressors. Pay attention. The Most High say what? The Lord had broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers, these heathen rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted and none hindered. The Most High is coming to bring persecution on the earth. He said, but go and confess me before them. Pay attention. The whole earth is at rest, and they break forth into singing. The whole earth is at what? Rest, because these heathen nations are oppressive, these oppressive, evil of the earth, wicked of the earth, the Most High say, are coming and oppress them, and the whole earth will be at what? Rest and quiet. And they break forth into what? Singing. They'll be joyful and merryful. The Most High shut down this beast kingdom, this fourth beast kingdom. Pay attention. They are the wicked of the earth. You need to pay attention. The wicked of the earth, children of Satan. Isaiah 14 verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. The Most High say prepare what? Slaughter or war for the children for the sins of their fathers. That they do not fill the place of, that they do not rise up, nor possess the land, nor fill the place of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, said the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant, and the son and nephew, said the Lord. The Most High said cutting off from who? Babylon. Babylon. Go back to Psalm 137 and verse 7. Back to Psalm 137 and verse 7. Psalm 137 verse 7 is, I'll cut off from Babylon the remnant. Psalm 137 verse 7. O daughter of Babylon, who is it? Verse 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom. The who? The children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who had to be destroyed. The Most I say, happy shall he be happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. The Most I say, I'm going to, everything you do to the children of Israel, dash them on stones, I'm going to do everything back to you. The daughter of Babylon, the children of Edom. Edom, Esau, Rome. Pay attention. This fourth beast kingdom. The Most I say, what? Daughter of Babylon. Then I come to judge. Go to Revelation chapter 17 and verse 1 to 5. Revelation 17, read 1 to 5. Revelation 17 and 1. And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore, that sitteth upon many waters. This great whore, or this fourth beast kingdom, that dominating nations all throughout the earth, have bases, military bases throughout all nations of the earth, have political clout and power over all nations of the earth, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, they in what collusion, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of fornication, for sins and violation and vile lifestyle, and the serious lifestyle, and the furious lifestyle that she promoting, the Sodom and Gomorrah lifestyle that she promoting and permeating throughout the earth. The Most I say what? And have been made drunk with the wine of fornication. All these nations in an agreement of collusion. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of the names of blasphemy. She hates God, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Pay attention. This fourth beast kingdom. Pay attention. Rome sits upon 7 mountains. You need to pay attention. D7, D10. You need to pay attention. This is no accident. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color. The what? The Holy Roman Empire. Pay attention. Promoting the what? The beast religion of Sunday worship. Sunday pagan worship. Scarlet color. Pay attention. And decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in a hand full of abominations and filthiness of fornication. She's teaching sin. Teaching the world, the children of Israel, to stay in sin. It's all about the children of Israel. It has nothing to do with the heathen. The heathen never have laws. It's about you, children of Israel. She's hunting your souls. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great. Is who? Mystery Babylon the Great, or the daughter of Babylon. Not talking about Nebuchadnezzar. It's a mystery because nobody would think this is Babylon again. Nobody would think this is the same Babylon. Mystery Babylon the Great, or the daughter of Babylon, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. What's she teaching? Abominable lifestyle. Pay attention. Look at the news. What is the promoting and pushing through all the earth? Abominations of the earth. That Leviticus 18 is talking about. Learn not the way of the heathen. Go not after none of their ways. Leviticus 18. Jeremiah 10 said not, learn not the way of the heathen. And what? Leviticus 18. After the doings of the land of Egypt shall ye not do. 18 and 3. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do. The Most I say, where I carry you, Israelites, don't follow them. Neither shall you walk in their ordinances. You was in slavery in Egypt, don't follow them. You shall, what? Neither shall you walk after their ordinances. Their ordinances is what? Sin and abomination. Pay attention. You shall do my judgments and keep my ordinances to walk them. That's why I give you Israelite laws and statutes. It's different to the heathen nation. They don't have laws. I don't know them. I am the Lord your God. You shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgment, which if a man do, he shall live in them. I am the Lord. Pay attention. The abominable lifestyle. Pay attention. Revelation 17 and 5. And what? And upon her forehead was written a name. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Because what? They are abominable. Their ordinances are abomination and sin. You need to pay attention. Sin, 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 sin. Revelation chapter 18 and verse 1 and 2. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was given, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and it's become the habitation of devils, and the hole of every false spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful beast. And the Most High say, and I heard a voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye shall, and be not partakers of her sins, that ye receive not of her plagues, because I'm about to burn her. And she's spreading what? More abomination, more abomination, more abomination throughout the earth, because the Most High say, I'm about to burn her. Don't do what she's teaching you to do. Pay attention. Jump to verse chapter 17 and verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. For God hath put it in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and to give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. The Most I say, I'm about to burn this, burn the whole Babylon, burn her with fire. Pay attention. I'm about to burn her. Go to Psalms chapter 89. Psalms 89. Psalms 89. Psalms 89 and verse 3. I have made a covenant with my chosen. I have sworn unto David my servant. Thy seed will I establish forever. You Israelites, you will be established for forever, forever, forever. My mercy, verse 28. My mercy will I keep for him forevermore, and my covenant shall stand fast with him. His seed, the Israelites, also will I make to endure forever, and his throne as the days of heaven. If his children forsake my law, and walk not in my judgments, if they break my statutes, and keep not my commandments, then will I visit their transgression with a rod, and their iniquity with stripes. That's why the Most High scattered behind from 70 to now. Pay attention, for violation of the law. He visited our transgression or violation. Nevertheless, my loving kindness will I not utterly take from them. I will not what? Altogether take it from them, but I will punish you behind. And suffer my faithfulness to fail. My covenant will I not break, nor alter the thing that is gone out of my lips. Once I have sworn by my holiness that I will not lie unto David, his seed shall endure forever. The Most I say what? The Israelites will endure forever. You will rule this earth. Pay attention. Once you return to my law, I'm going to bring you back under the covenant, and you will rule. You will rule. The Most I say, you will rule. Genesis chapter 49, verse 8. Genesis 49 and 8. Judah, thou art he. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Judah's hand will be what? In the neck of his enemies. Thy children, thy father's children shall bow down before thee. The Most I say prophesy that Judah is the leader of the nation of Israel. Pay attention, because who shall come from the tribe of Judah, the seed of David. They're going to be what? Their hand will be in the neck of the enemies. Wherever they conquered, they're what? They're going to be taking out the enemies when the Most I breathe a breath of life back into Judah and bring them back what? In the right mind, right spirit. Who's going to be fighting? Judah going to be leading the battle, leading the charge. Judah going to be leading the charge. Go to 2 Samuel. Sorry, read Zechariah 14 first. Zechariah chapter 14 and verse 14. Zechariah 14 verse 14. What do you mean Judah hand going to be in the neck of his enemy? Zechariah 14 and 14. Zechariah 14 verse 14. And Judah also shall fight at Jerusalem, and the wealth of all the heathen round about shall be gathered together. Judah going to be what? Leading the charge when the Most High take the Israelites back home. Pay attention. When we go back home as gods, in our right mind, in our right spirit, as gods, as angels, Judah is who? Judah going to be taking the forefront as Judah. And his hand going to be what? In the neck of his enemies. Psalm 68 and verse 20 to 23. Psalm 68 verse 20 to 23. Psalm 68 and 20. He that is our God is the God of salvation, and unto God the Lord belong the issues from death. I decree who's going to live, who's going to die. But God shall wound the head of his enemies, and the hairy scalp of such an one as goeth on still in his trespasses. You Israelite men who want to still continue violating God's laws, who want to be prideful and arrogant and lean on your own understanding, he said, I'm going to smite you, I will put you to death, say, if you continue going on in the trespasses. The Lord said, I will bring again from Bashan, I will bring my people again from the depths of the sea, from where scattered been in the diaspora. I will bring you back. But if you fight and you stiff neck, you will die. That thy foot may be dipped in the blood of thine enemies. The Most I say your foot will be what? Dipped in the blood of your enemies, and the tongue of thy dogs in the same. You're going to lick up the blood. The dogs will lick up the blood of the enemies, and what? You're going to be walking in their blood. Because why? Judah will fight at Jerusalem. Judah hand will be what? At the neck of the enemies. You need to pay attention. Because I'm raising up Judah first. Pay attention. Yahushua, the tribe of Judah, to take the lead. Pay attention. Go to 2 Samuel 22, verse 41. Thou hast also given me the necks of my enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. You see that? So David is saying, the Most High gave him what? The neck of his enemies, that I may what? Destroy them. Destroy them. This King David, he said, Most High is going to deliver the neck of the enemies into your hand. So Judah's hand will be what? At the neck of the enemies. Most High said that I will destroy them. 42. They looked, but there was none to save, even unto the Lord, but he answered them not. Then did I beat them as small as the dust of the earth. I did stamp them as the mire of the street, and did spread them abroad. David said, I trampled the enemies. Thou hast also delivered me from the strivings of my people. Thou hast kept me to be head of the heathen. Also who? He says, you protect me from the strivings of your own people, your own brethren, Israelites, and kept me to be head of the heathen. A people which I knew not shall serve me, the heathen nations. Strangers shall submit themselves unto me. As soon as they hear, they shall be obedient unto me. The Most I put a fear into them. Strangers shall fade away, and they shall be afraid out of their close places. God that avengeth me, and that bringeth down the people under me. The Most High is the one that doing it, bringing them under you, under subjection. He is the tower of salvation for his king, and showeth mercy to his anointed, unto David and to his seed forevermore. Unto who? David and his seed forevermore. That's why he said Judah's hands will be in the neck of his oppressors. You need to pay attention. Of the enemy are using them as my battle axe and weapons of war. Because the seed of Judah. Yahushua is the who? The lion of the tribe of Judah. You need to pay attention. They could be out front, taking the helm again, back at battle. You need to pay attention. That way, I go raise up the tents of Judah first. Genesis chapter 49 and verse 9. Genesis 49 9. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down, he coucheth as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? The Judah is asleep in the diaspora. Most I say what? As an old lion, who shall rouse him up? Who going to rouse him up? Pay attention. When a lion get up hungry, guess what he's doing? He's going to run through. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be. The scepter or rulership is not going to depart from the tribe of Judah. And Shiloh is going to be the leader of the tribe of Judah, leading the Judah at the hand of the neck of the enemies. Come back, and the law, statutes, commandments, and a battle axe and weapons of war. That's what he's talking about. That the rest of the tribes do not exalt themselves. That's the purpose. That's what he's saying. Leviticus chapter 26 and verse 33. Leviticus 26 verse 33. Leviticus 26 and 33. And I will scatter you among the heathen, and will draw out a sword after you, and your land shall be desolate, and your cities waste. Because the Most High say what? I is the one who scatter you among the heathen. Deuteronomy 32:26. I read from 21 to 26. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. The Most I say, there's not a people over you. Mere men, but men ruling over you, the gods and the superhumans. Pay attention. That have them conquered in the ghettos and the hoods. Pay attention. I will provoke them to jealousy with a foolish nation. With a who? Foolish nation. Mere men. The gods or the superhumans are being ruled by mere men or mere humans. Pay attention. They shall be what? They shall be burnt with hunger and devoured with burning heat. And with bitter destruction I will also send the teeth of beasts upon them, with the poison of serpents of the dust. The sword without and terror within shall destroy both the young man and the virgin and the suckling, also with the man of grey hairs. They kill everything in sight. I said I will scatter them into corners. The Most High is the one scatter us into what? Into the four corners of the earth, into the hoods, the ghettos, slums. Pay attention. For violation of his law. I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men. That's why we get discontinuous. The Most High, the one did it, he said, I'm going to cut your heritage off. A remembrance. I will cut it off. Wait not that I fear the wrath of the enemy, lest the adversaries should behave themselves strangely, and lest they should say, the heathen oppressors, our hand is high, and the Lord had not done it. The Most High say, I will destroy you all, but what? That's for them, he not to say that they is the one do it, I'm going to deliver you out of their hand, I'm going to smash them. The Most High say what? I'm going to smash them so they don't become prideful and say they destroy the Israelites. The Most High say what? I'm going to destroy them. I'm going to destroy them. Take them all out. Go to Luke chapter 21 verse 20 to 24. Luke 21, 20 to 24. Because you say, lest they don't warn themselves and become prideful, because I scatter you. Luke 21 and 20. And when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, Yahushua word in red. When the armies that come and surround Jerusalem, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh, because the day of the Lord's vengeance. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountain. Run to where? The mountains. Scatter into the mountains of what? They run through Egypt. They run through all the mountains that scatter in the west coast. Pay attention. Scatter in the diaspora. And let them which are in the midst of it depart out. And let not them that are in the countries enter there. Nobody come back in here to fight. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. Is the days of vengeance of the Lord for the sin and abominations and evil that these Pharisees and rulers and vanguards were doing over unto the nation, abusing the widows, the poor, and the fatherless, oppressing them, and covetousness. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles, hidden, until the time of the Gentile be fulfilled, until the time of the captivity is up. It's only for a dispensation of time. And about to what? Fulfill it. You need to pay attention. I'm about to bring hell on the earth. When your captivity is up, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when those things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. So after the dispersion of 70 AD comes what? Your redemption or your salvation. So Yahushua is what? Making his return, making his presence known to come and destroy and redeem his children of Israel. Pay attention. Out of the captivity. Pay attention. That's what you say, you're going to go into bondage 400 years. And when that 400 years is up, I'll come in and get you. I come in to get you. Zechariah 11:5. Whose possessors slay them? Your possessors or your oppressors putting this to death left, right, and center, and hold themselves not guilty. How many of them go to prison for putting the Israelite brothers and sisters to death right now? None. None. They get what? Paid leave. Pay attention. Paid with suspension. Promotion. Pay attention. Once I see your possession goods, because I am the one sanctioning it. You don't want to hear me. And they that sell them, they that who? Sold or behind an auction block. Pay attention. Sold or behind an auction block. Say what? Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich. That's how they build this empire. Pay attention. Of the proceeds of selling it behind an auction blocks. You need to pay attention. For I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. Or your own wicked of your own brethren. Pay attention, these wicked Pharisees, these wicked vanguards, pity you not. Pay attention, they're still gaining wealth off of your back. Pay attention. In your fallen state, in your captivity. Pay attention. Once I say God, I prophesy against them all. Pay attention. These false prophets, pay attention. In allegiance with the beast, you need to pay attention. Right now, pay attention. Rise up here, the men of the Lord, and they're still in allegiance with the beast, still destroying it behind, and still getting rich off of you, along with the oppressor. Pay attention. We had to give them warning from the Most High. Pay attention. The dangers is not over, because you know Israel. The danger is now starting. Pay attention. Psalms 85 verse 11. Psalms 85 verse 11. The Bible says what? The man's greatest foe is the day of his own house. Pay attention. Psalms 85:11. Truth shall spring out of the earth. The what? All the hidden secrets that they hide in. It shall. Commandments spring out of the earth. Who's revealing it? The Most High. Pay attention. That's why we wake it up throughout the four corners of the earth. The Most High is revealing it. This is what it's about. The Most High says, I begin to visit the earth that I make. He's visiting and creating a way for us to escape. The destruction that's about to come. The destruction and hell that's about to come. In the 1644 map of Africa, what is presently called the Atlantic Ocean was known as the what? Oceanus Aethiopicus. Aethiopicus. Why is this relevant? There's a map. The map was drawn by what? Willem Janssen Bleu. Willem Janssen Bleu. He was a Dutch. And that Atlantic Ocean was called Oceanus Aethiopicus in 1644 on a map of Africa. In 1710, the same map of Africa, it was called what? By Herman Moll. That map was redrawn by Herman Moll. It was called what? The Atlantic Ocean. The northern portion called what? Atlantic Ocean near the west coast of Africa. And it's called what? The Ethiopian Sea, right off the coast of where present-day Ghana, present-day Nigeria, present-day Cameroon, present-day Congo, all there is. That area was called what? Ethiopian Sea. In a map, 66 years later, present-day map is called what? The Atlantic Ocean. Everything is called the Ethiopian Ocean. That name disappeared from present-day map. The Oceanus Aethiopicus, which is the entire ocean, which was called Ethiopian Ocean, that divide what? North, South, Central America from what? The west coast, from the African continent. That whole ocean is called what? Atlantic Ocean now. It was formerly Oceanus Ethiopian, or the Ethiopian Ocean. Pay attention. Why is this relevant? Because what? It was called Ethiopia, or the land of Abyssinia. The land was, that land mass of Ethiopia or Abyssinia was stretched from what? The Red Sea, right back to the Ethiopian Ocean. Pay attention. The land of Ethiopia was stretched from the Red Sea, right back on the ancient maps, right back to the Atlantic Ocean, the present-day Atlantic Ocean, which is called the Ethiopian Ocean. You need to pay attention on the old maps. We call what? Mali, Benin, Senegal, Guinea, Nigeria, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Gambia, South Sudan, Congo, DPR, Rwanda, Burundi, all that was called Ethiopia. That was Ethiopia landmass. Pay attention. These were all incorporated in Ethiopia. You look at the ancient maps. Pay attention. So that's why it was called the Ethiopian Ocean. In a 1747 map of Africa by Samuel Bowen, it shows what? Negro land appeared on that map. Where the what? You had the Ethiopia Inferior. It was called Ethiopia Inferior on the older maps. It became Negro land or Negrita. Pay attention. That was the West Coast. It called Guinea, Benin, Congo was around that area. In the Gold Coast, it was called what? Negro land in the 1747 map by Samuel Bowen. So it was called Ethiopia of Abyssinia, near the Red Sea area was Ethiopia or Abyssinia, and the whole landmass stretched all the way back to the Ethiopic Ocean or the present-day Atlantic Ocean, covering all these nations. It was called Ethiopia Inferior, and the area or landmass close to the Red Sea was called Ethiopia Superior. You need to pay attention. All Ethiopia, right back to the Atlantic Ocean to the Red Sea, was a massive land, one name. Well, what happened? Crafty council, who come in, the Dutch, the French, the British, the Spanish, everybody come in and what? Let's go and divvy that up. The German, divvy that up, pay attention. Divvy that up and destroy them and hide who them are. Don't let them know who they are, pay attention. Redraw that map. Hide, hidden what? The most I say Psalm 83, crafty council. You said let us cut them off from being a nation. Hide them. This map called an accurate map of Africa from the best authorities. It shows what? Actual Ethiopia Inferior, that landmass, right to the west coast of Africa, right to the Atlantic Ocean, present day, or Ethiopian Ocean, and the Ethiopian Superior, right to the Red Sea, or down to the Indian Ocean. It's massive, it was a massive land. Ethiopia was, the whole region was Ethiopia. Pay attention. The rivers of Ethiopia. Why is this relevant? We're going to see. The rivers of Ethiopia. What is the rivers of Ethiopia? When you go into present-day Ethiopia, you're seeing what? The Nile, the Awash River, the Ganale River, the Doria River, the Atbara River, the Omo River, the Tekezi, go and Google it, the Tekezi River, the Dinda River, the Dawa, the Wayeb, the Akabo, etc., etc. The Blue Nile, referred to as the Blue Nile and the Nile. These are running through present-day Ethiopia, the rivers of Ethiopia. East of that, where's Jerusalem? East of that, pay attention, where's the west coast of Africa? West of that, west of the present-day Ethiopia. So, we go to the scriptures. That's the reason why there was what? 12 interconnected churches in Ethiopia at present day. Pay attention. There's 12 churches interconnected underground in Ethiopia present day. Why? Because the children of Israel were there. You need to pay attention. The children of Israel was there. Where happened when the Moses? Yahushua say what? When he says see Jerusalem, come past the time, Luke 21 and 20, flee into the mountains, run. Where do run? Through Egypt, through Ethiopia, run, where, end up where? Through the west coast of Africa. It was still in the Ethiopian, when you look at the ancient map, it was all Ethiopia stretching all the way back from the Atlantic Ocean to the Red Sea. So the children of Israel over here, right there. Who built them 12 churches, the 12 tribes, interconnected underground? Pay attention. Look, there's videos showing it right now. They have tours, tourist tours going through them. You need to pay attention. And they claim their heritage. Because they keep all in conspiracy holding the secret. The children of Israel is right there. When they flee the land of Jerusalem, they built all these things. Why do they have the Bible that's written in Ge'ez? They claim it to be the oldest Bible. Why? The children of Israel were there. They have the scrolls. They have a record. You need to pay attention. You need to pay attention. And they're giving you all kind of story, but this and Solomon and Queen of Sheba and all the garbage. The children of Israel was right there building these monuments. You need to pay attention. Because now we're going to understand. We go to the scripture and I'm going to show you why. Why? Most I say, truth shall what? Spring out of the earth. All praises our brothers and sisters who digging deep and digging history and bringing up records and bringing up maps and bringing up whatever they're doing. The Most High is the one doing it. Deuteronomy 10:1. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessings and the curse, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations whither the Lord thy God hath driven thee, where he scattered behind, and shall return unto the Lord thy God, and shall obey his voice. Return to what? His laws, statutes, and commandments, and obey his laws, statutes, and commandments, according to all that I commanded thee this day. Thou and thy children with all thy heart and with all thy soul, wholeheartedly, sincerely. Then, stipulation, that then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity. That's when he's turning our captivity, because we return to him, keeping the laws of the Most High God sincerely. And what? And have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations whither the Lord thy God has scattered thee. I is the one that scattered you. Pay attention. The heathen do nothing. They are just my sword. And I will gather you once you return to my laws. And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. The most I say, putting them into captivity, and scattering them just as I scatter you. Conquer them just as I conquered you. Pay attention. That's what they're not telling you. So they hiding your identity and nationality, claiming everything, claiming our records, our historical artifacts that we leave behind. The 12 churches symbolizing the 12 tribes. Pay attention. Interconnected underground in the cut out of rocks. These churches were built out of rocks. Out of rocks. You need to pay attention. And interconnected out of rocks, cut underground. Pay attention. Standing in Ethiopia right now. Right now. They have tours going through them. Right now. Pay attention. And the children of Israel were there. You need to pay attention. There's a reason why I bring this up. Go to Jeremiah 30. Jeremiah chapter 30. Why the Most High is revealing this now. Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 7. And for Allah's for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. Is what? The time of Jacob's trouble, the Israelites, or trouble, or captivity, or conquest. But he shall be saved out of it. We're going to be saved out of a hell, or dispersion, or scattering. Pay attention. For it shall come to pass in that day, said the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of them. Why? The Most I say what? I will break his yoke off thy neck, and strangers shall no more serve. They're not going to be serving themselves or living deliciously for you. Why? Deuteronomy 32 and 20. Deuteronomy 32, 29. Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by the Lord. O who? People saved by the Lord, the shield of thy help. He is our shield, once we turn to his laws. And who is the sword of thy excellency? And thine enemies shall be found, or your oppressors, your conquerors, shall be found liars unto thee. The Most I say what? And thou shalt tread upon the high places. The Most I say, they will be found liars unto thee. All who hide in the secrets, pay attention. The hidden secrets and have the records. Hidden. They have our scrolls, pay attention. All along, pay attention. When they get to compile the Bible that they quote unquote in Ge'ez, you need to pay attention. The Ethiopian language, you need to pay attention. Because they had the children of Israel right there, they have the children of Israel scrolls. These he know. You need to pay attention. The children of Ham. For it shall come to pass in that day, said the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke. I will do what? Break his yoke, or his bondage, or his captivity, from off thy neck, the oppressors, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. And I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. For I am with thee, said the Lord, to save thee. Though I make a full end of all nations, whither I have driven thee, and scattered thee, yet will I not make a full end of thee. I will come to make a full end of all the oppressors, these nations, these hidden nations, I come to take them down. And yet I will not make a full end of thee, because I'm going to kill some of you Israelites. That's what the Most I say, but not all, not a full end. I'm going to make an end of some, but not a full end. But all who don't return to the laws, they will be destroyed. But I will correct thee in measure, and will not leave thee altogether unpunished. I'm going to punish who don't return to my laws. That's what the Most I say. Thus said the Lord, for I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy. The Most I say, I wound thee with the wound of a what? An enemy. Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured. All who conquer and oppress you will be oppressed. And all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be spoiled. And all that prey upon thee will I give her prey. They are going into captivity. These hidden nations will be conquered. The Most High, thus said the Lord. Pay attention. Go to Isaiah 11 and 11. They are going into captivity. Isaiah chapter 11 and 11. Why is it relevant that these maps, they're changing these maps and hiding who the children of Israel are, hiding where they are, they're changing what? From the Ethiopian Ocean to the Atlantic Ocean. So nobody have a clue where these children of Israel are. Isaiah 11 and 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again, the second time, to recover the remnant of his people, the remnant who will return to the law, which shall be left from Assyria, the ones who come out of the Syrian captivity, and from Egypt, the people that was in Egypt, who was it? The Israelites, and from Patros, and from Cush. From where? Cush. The remnant of the people that from where? Cush. Ethiopia. Where's Cush? You need to pay. Ancient Ethiopia is what? Cush. Cush. You need to pay attention. You need to pay attention. So why are they changing and hiding the names? And from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. From the islands of the where? Sea. So they scattered into the where? The islands of the sea. Where did they change? Why did they change the name of the Ethiopian Ocean? What is beyond the islands of the sea? Where's the islands of the sea? The North, South, Central Americas. Pay attention. Right through all these islands of the sea. Pay attention. Where the children of Israel scattered into what? Chattel slavery. You need to pay attention. From 1619, pay attention. Conquered. You need to pay attention. The Most High say, from the island of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, who was cast out of the land, and conquered and sold into slavery, and gathered together the dispersed of Judah, who were dispersed from the west coast of Africa. Pay attention. And scattered through the four corners of the earth, scattered to the islands of the sea, planting sugarcane, pay attention, and planting crops. You need to pay attention where? In the islands of the sea, across the Ethiopian Ocean. Pay attention. And the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. Who was scattered to where? The four corners of the earth. The Most High say what? I am coming to get them. To get them. Why it is important to know that that Atlantic Ocean was called the Ethiopian Ocean, for the Ethiopian Sea. Let's keep reading. Because there's the rivers of Ethiopia. Let's keep reading. Go to Jeremiah 16 and 10. Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 10. Jeremiah 16 and 10. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt show this people all these words, and they shall say unto thee, wherefore hath the Lord pronounced all this great evil against us? Why did the Lord scatter our behind? Or what is our iniquity? What did we do? Or what is our sin that we have committed against the Lord our God? Then shalt thou say unto them, you Israelites, because your fathers have forsaken me, or forefathers forsake the laws of the Most High God. And what? Said the Lord, and have walked after other gods, and have served them, and have worshipped them, worshipping Satan and his fallen angels, and have forsaken me, and have not kept my law. We have forsaken the laws of God, that's why we scatter our behind in the four winds. Pay attention. And ye have done worse than your fathers. We have done what? Worse than our fathers. Pay attention. For behold, you walk everyone after the imagination of his evil heart, evil mind, that they may not hearken unto me. Therefore will I cast you out of this land, and into a land that you know not, neither ye nor your fathers, and there ye shall serve other gods day and night, where I will not show you favor. The Most High say, I am not showing you favor among the heathen. That's why they could put to the death, left, right, and center. Therefore, behold, the days come, said the Lord. The days is coming, that it shall be no more said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. Nobody will be talking about the exodus from Egypt, which was a marvelous thing we spoken about up until this day. I'm about to do something greater than that. Pay attention. But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands where he had driven them. They're going to be talking about next exodus. They're going to forget Egypt. Pay attention. And I will bring them again into their land, and that I gave unto their fathers. The second exodus, the Most High say, this is what is going to be in the world mind now. Pay attention. Behold, I will send for many fishers, said the Lord, and they shall fish them. The fishers are here fishing for the children of Israel. Go and repent. Tell them, repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Fish for them. Yahushua say, follow me and I will make you fishers of men. Matthew 4:19. Tell the disciples. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill out of the holes of the rocks. Then the hunters are coming, the killers, the angels are coming to hunt, to put the death left, right, and center after the elect have been fished out. Pay attention. The elect have been returned to their laws, the laws of the Most High God. Isaiah 18, verse 1 and verse 2. Isaiah 18 and 1. Isaiah 18 and 1. Woe to the land shadowing with wings, which is beyond the rivers of Ethiopia. He said, woe to the who? The land shadowing with wings, which is beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, that sendeth ambassadors by the sea, even in vessels of bulrushes upon the waters, saying, go ye swift messengers to a nation scattered and peeled. That send what? The Most High send messengers, say, go to what? That nation that scattered and peeled. Scattered and peeled. The Israelites were scattered into the four corners of the earth. The Most High said, will scatter you among nations. Go to them. And to people terrible from the beginning, hitherto we are what? Terrible from the beginning, because we don't want to keep the laws of God. We're rebelling against the Most High God laws. A nation meted out and trodden down of these heathen nations, oppressed by these heathen nations, and put to death left, right, and center, and sold into chattel slavery. Pay attention. Whose land the rivers have spoiled? The rivers have what? Whose land the rivers have spoiled? You need to pay attention. What is he talking about? This river of what? These people beyond the rivers of Ethiopia. Beyond the rivers. Somebody's what? Beyond the rivers of Ethiopia. Go to Zephaniah 3 and 8. Zephaniah chapter 3 and 8 is going to tell you. Zephaniah 3 and 8. Therefore wait ye upon me. The Most I say, you Israelites, wait upon me, said the Lord, keep them laws and come back to me, said the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. I'm going to rise up to your oppressors. Pay attention. For my determination is to gather the nations, these heathen nations, that I may assemble the kingdom, these heathen kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured in the fire of my jealousy. The Most I say what? I'm coming to destroy all these come to destroy all these heathen nations and kingdoms. Then will I turn to the people a pure language, back to our what? Native tongue, that they may call upon the name of the Lord to serve him with one consent. From beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, from where? Beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, my suppliants, even the daughter of my dispersed, shall bring mine offering. So what's beyond the rivers of Ethiopia? When they go beyond the river Nile and the river go wherever the Israelites were running, Yahushua said, run for your life, run. They went what? Beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, beyond the river Nile, going what? West into Africa. What's beyond there? All the nations, Gambia, Sudan, South Sudan, all it was incorporated into Ethiopia inferior and Ethiopia superior. Where the Israelites are right now, pay attention. Nigeria, Ghana, Congo, Cameroon, Sierra Leone, name it. All the Israelites are what? Beyond, west of the rivers of Ethiopia. And what is called the what? Atlantic Ocean is called what? What's formerly called, and the 1645 map, the Atlantic Ocean was called what? The Oceanus Aethiopicus, or the Ethiopian Ocean. What is beyond that? North, South, Central Americas, pay attention. The North, South, and Central Americans and the islands of the sea, pay attention, all these Caribbean islands. What's beyond that ocean? Beyond the rivers of that ocean was called the rivers of Ethiopia also. You need to pay attention. Why they change it? It was called the Ethiopian Ocean, or it's a river of Ethiopia. You need to pay attention because the landmass of Ethiopia spread from the Red Sea back to the same Atlantic Ocean or the Ethiopian Ocean. And where were the children of Israel carried into captivity? Beyond the Atlantic Ocean or Ethiopian Ocean, into the North, South, and Central Americas. You need to pay attention. It's above your pay grade. The Most I say, I will reveal truth gonna what? Spring out of the earth. So why would they change in these maps? And all of a sudden there's the Atlantic Ocean. To disconnect you or discontinue from your heritage. The Israelites are scattered throughout from the Nile River region, all through the land of Al-Kibilan right now, still there. All these countries, Ghana, Nigeria, Cameroon, Congo, DPR, pay attention, Rwanda, all these nations, they were all under the Ethiopian landmass. You need to pay attention. The children of Israel scattered throughout there now. Still. You need to pay attention. And where? Beyond the Atlantic Ocean or beyond the Ethiopian Ocean on the North, South, and Central Americas, you need to pay attention. So the most I say, from beyond them rivers, they come in. From the islands of the sea, you need to pay attention from all the Caribbean islands and wherever is scattered behind in the transatlantic slave trade. The most I say, what? I'm coming together. Go back to Zephaniah 3 and 8. From beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, my suppliants, even the daughter of my dispersed, shall bring my offering. The most I say, what? I'm coming to get them. From beyond the rivers, the Nile River region, going all through the west coast of Africa, where they call Bantu land, and going what? Beyond the Ethiopian Ocean, or this modern day called, quote-unquote, Atlantic Ocean, in the North, South, and Central Americas. Pay attention. The Brazil, they pay attention. The Caribbean islands, the Central America, the North Americas, pay attention. Beyond the what? Ethiopian Ocean, and the west coast of Africa, you need to pay attention. Or modern day Atlantic Ocean. That's why it's significant. 2 Samuel 22 and 1. And David spake unto the Lord the words of this song in the day that the Lord had delivered him out of the hand of all his enemies and out of the hand of Saul. Jump to verse 30. For by thee have I run through a troop. For by thee, the Most High, have I run through a troop. I run through the enemies. By my God have I leaped over a wall. By David's power was what? He leaped over a wall. Pay attention. But what? The gods or superhumans are in the ghettos. David was what? Leaping over a wall by keeping the laws of God. Pay attention. He ran through a troop to the army, the military. He taking them out left, right, and center. He take out Goliath by the Most High power. He was a superhuman. Yes, they're not normal men. The Israelites are not normal people. You need to pay attention. Once you keep the laws, you're not normal. That's what the nations fear behind. You need to pay attention. The Most High say, David said, by you, I leap over a wall. As for God, his ways is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried. He is a buckler to all them that trust in him. He maketh my feet like hinds feet. A hind runs what? Fast, like he says, swift as a hind feet. And setteth me upon my high places. He teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by my arm. He said, I could bend a bow of steel with this arm. You need to pay attention, because the Most High is the one teaching him to war. Teaching him to war. Because he's superhuman by keeping the laws of God. You're not normal men. They teach you you're mere men. You're not. Go to 1 Samuel 17, verse 34. 1 Samuel 17, read 34. 1 Samuel 17, 34. And David said unto Saul, thy servant kept his father's sheep, and there came a lion and a bear, and took a lamb out of the flock. And I went out after him, and smote him. He said, I smote the lion, and delivered it out of his mouth. I take the sheep. I take the lamb. And when he arose against me, the lion come to fight me, I caught him by his beard and smote him and slew him, because he was superhuman. The Most High said the Spirit on him, the Holy Spirit on him, he's anointed. He was on a different level. These men were keeping the law, keeping the law. The Most High, he said, well, I slew that lion. Thy servant slew both the lion and the bear. I put the lion to death and I put the bear to death. And this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them. I will put that giant, give Goliath that giant to death. And seeing that he had defied the armies of the living God, because I am not normal. You need to understand the power of David. He's what? The Israelites are just the feeblest among you shall be as what? As David. Go to Zechariah 12. That's what he's telling David. Say what? I am not normal. What you keeping the laws, you Israelites? You're not normal. Zechariah 12 and verse 8. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David. The Lord shall also save the tents of Judah first. Because Judah is the seed. He said what? I'm raising up a battle axe or army. The most feeble Israelite that returned to them laws will be as King David, leaping walls, bending iron with his hand, putting giants to death, running through a troop and taking that. When he say run through a troop, his army, war, he killing left, right, and center, running through and nothing happening to him. Because they are not normal men. David and his mighty men, why do you think these men will, you need to pay attention, will go through 6, 7 of them, 8, 9, 10 of them will go through the host and will kill till the sword, there's one story, the sword fused to their hand from killing. They're not normal men. They're functioning with the Spirit of the Lord. The Spirit of the Lord is fighting with them. The Most I say, I am with you. You need to pay attention. You need to pay attention. Exodus 11 and 7. Because the children of Israel scattered, the Most I say, I will get you from where I scatter you. Exodus 11 and 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue, against man or beast, that you may know how that the Lord that put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel, the children of Ham, and what? In the land of Al-Kibulan or the land of modern day Africa, there's a difference between the children of Ham and the children of Israel. Look alike, but there's a difference. We read it in the black image in the white mind, where they say what? The children of Israel in the same survival position in modern America as they were in ancient Egypt. Pay attention, the Negroes. Pay attention. But there's a difference between the Egyptians and the children of Israel. The children of Ham and the children of Israel. Look similar in features, but different people. Pay attention. One is Ham seed, one is Shem seed. You need to pay attention. Or the children of God, the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Who's Shem seed? Through Adam. Adam's holy seed, or sons of God, who were born little lower than angels. You need to pay attention. Noah's son. You need to pay attention. Noah, righteous son. Ham wasn't the righteous son. Japheth wasn't the righteous son. You need to pay attention. The righteous seed, or holy seed, comes through Shem. And through Shem, the wicked branch of the children of Israel come through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Pay attention. So the Most I say what? There's a difference between the children of Ham, the Egyptians, and the children of Israel. Look the same, but two different people. That's why he said, go and flee to the mountains, go hide between them. That way Yahushua command them, go flee to the mountains, run into Egypt. Hide. Matthew 2 and 13, he said, take the baby and hide in Egypt. Go and hide among them. Because they look like them. Go at Micah chapter 5 and verse 8. Micah 5 and 8. Micah 5, I read 8 down. Micah 5 and 8. And the remnant of Jacob, who come up to them laws, shall be among the Gentiles, in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a young lion among the flocks of a sheep. The Israelites going to be what? As a lion among sheep. Pay attention. Sheep is going to be what? Helpless. But what? That we saying, who go rouse Jacob? Who going to rouse Judah up? And the remnant who come up to them laws, go be what? Who, if he go through, both tread it down and tear it in pieces, and none can deliver. When Moses says, when I breathe a better life into you, they become gods, and you're going to go through these heathen nations like what? A lion among sheep. And who going to deliver you out of their hand? None. Because you will be what? Superhumans or gods again, back as angels. Thine hand shall be lifted up upon thine adversaries, and all thine enemies shall be cut off. The Most I say what? I'm going to use the Israelites, that the remnant that return to my Lord to cut off the enemies. They'll be in the army of the Lord at that point. Pay attention. As angels in the army of the Lord. The Most I say what? And I will destroy thy chariots, and I will cut off the cities of thy land, and throw down all thy strongholds, and I will cut off witchcrafts out of thy hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsayers. The Most I say what? And I will execute vengeance in anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard. The Most I say I will vengeance, I will execute what? Vengeance in anger and fury upon the heathen, these heathen nations, such as they have not heard, on a level that they never comprehend. Most I say what? You need to pay attention. If I do this to my people, what am I going to do to you? You need to pay attention. What am I going to do to you? Go to Jeremiah 51 and 20. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 20. If I did that to them, what would I do to you? Thou art my battle axe. Verse 19. The portion of Jacob is not like them. The Israelites is not like these heathen nations. For he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name. Thou art my battle axe, you Israelites, and weapons of war. The Israelites are my battle axe and my weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations. I will break in pieces these heathen nations. And with thee will I destroy kingdoms. I will destroy these kingdoms. Pay attention with you Israelites, once you return to my law. The remnant that return to my law, or the elect, or the residue. And with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, all the rulers over you. And with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider, all that rule and dominate in you. I'm going to break them all. Bring them all to their knees. With you Israelites who return to my law, the remnant, or the residue. Go to Zephaniah 2. Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse. Zephaniah 2 and 1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired, the people that everybody hates on the earth. The most I say, gather together, before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you, because I'm about to destroy this kingdom. Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, come back to the law. Seek meekness. It may be you shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. If you keep the laws, that's the only way you're going to escape the day of the Lord's destruction. Pay attention. The only way you're going to escape. Verse 12. Ye Ethiopians also, you shall be slain by my sword. The most I say what? You Ethiopians or the children of Ham will be slain by his sword. So the Ethiopians or the children of Ham is not the children of God. They are the children of Ham. Pay attention. The Israelites were hiding among them. You need to pay attention. So that's why I did not disclose any secret. Who built the 12 churches and out of rock? Pay attention. And cut tunnels out of rock from 12 churches interconnected underground. And I wonder the world will never see. Why? Because the children of Ham oppressed the children of Israel over there, running from the destruction of Jerusalem. Pay attention. And hiding us in plain sight. Pay attention. The Most I say, coming to bring judgment upon them all. Read Zephaniah 3 and 18. Zephaniah chapter 3 and read verse 18. I will gather them that are sorrowful for the solemn assembly. Who are of thee? To whom the reproach it was a burden. Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that had halted, and gather her that was driven out. And I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. The most I say, I will gather the Israelites fame in a land, in every land where they have been put to shame. The most I say, praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. Pay attention. And that time will I bring you again, even in the time that I gather you. For I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth, when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, said the Lord. Most I say, I am doing it. Nobody will be talking about Egypt no more. I'm about to do a marvelous thing on the earth. Pay attention. I'm about to throw down. The most I say, I'm about to throw down. Jeremiah 25 verse 13. And I will bring upon that land all my words which I have pronounced against it, even all that is written in this book, which Jeremiah had prophesied against all the nations. For many nations and great kings shall serve themselves of them also. Many nations and great kings shall serve what? Conquer the Israelites and capture them. And I will recompense them according to their deeds and according to the work of their own hands. Most I say, I'm going to pay back all these nations that oppress the Israelites. For thus said the Lord God of Israel unto me, take the wine cup of the fury at mine hand, and cause all the nations, all these heathen nations to whom I send thee, to drink it. And they shall drink and be moved and be mad, because of the sword that I will send among them. The most I say, I will bring destruction among them. Then I took the cup of the Lord's hand and made all nations to drink unto whom the Lord had sent me, to wit, especially or specifically or particularly Jerusalem. So the most I said what? I will bring destruction upon what? Jerusalem. 70 AD it happened? Yes, it happened. And the cities of Judah. It happened 70 AD? Yes, till now. And the kings thereof and the princes thereof, to make them a desolation, and astonishment, and a hissing, and a curse, as it is this day. Did it happen? Yes. Continue. 19, verse 19, Jeremiah 25, 19. Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and his servants, and his princes, and all his people. Who has getting my judgment? If I've done this to my people, what am I doing to the heathen? Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and his people, and his princes, and all his people, and all the mingled people, and all the kings of the land of Uz, and all the kings of the land of the Philistines, and Ashkelon, and Azaz, and Ekron and the remnant of Ashdod, Edom and Moab and the children of Adam. This is the most I hit list. Pay attention. And all the kings of Tyrus and all the kings of the Zidon and the kings of the isles, which are beyond the sea. Which are where? Beyond the rivers of Ethiopia. You need to pay attention. Or the Ethiopian Ocean. All the kings of the sea. All the kings of the ocean. And all the kings of Arabia. Where? All the kings of Arabia, the children of Ishmael. And all the kings of the mingled people that dwell in the desert. Most I say, I'm bringing judgment. If I do this to Jerusalem, if I sack Jerusalem 70 AD, what am I going to do to you? And all the kings of Zimri and all the kings of Elam and of the Elamites and all the kings of the Medes and the Medo-Persian, pay attention, and all the kings of the north, far and near, one with another, and all the kingdoms of the world, which are upon the face of the earth. All these hidden nations upon the face of the earth. What am I about to do to them? And the king of Shishak shall drink after them. Therefore thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Drink ye and be drunken, and spew, and fall down, and rise no more. Which says spew? Vomit. Pay attention. Because the sword which I will send, the sword which I what? Will, future tense, will send among you. Pay attention. And it shall be, if they refuse to take the cup at thine hand to drink, then shalt thou say unto them, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, you shall certainly drink it. There is no escaping. You cannot escape it. It will happen. For lo, I begin to bring evil on the city which is called by my name, and should ye be utterly unpunished? The most I say, if I do this to Jerusalem, what am I going to do to the heathen that I brought to punish them? The sword, my sword, I have to punish my sword. For you shall not be unpunished. For I will call for a sword upon all the inhabitants of the earth, said the Lord of hosts. Just as I called for a sword against Jerusalem, 70 AD. Pay attention, 1619. Guess what? I'm calling for a sword against all the oppressors. All inhabitants of the earth, said the Lord of hosts. Therefore prophesy thou against them all these words. That's why we hear prophesying against them, all the words of the Lord. Pay attention. The most I say what? I'm about to do a marvelous thing. The Lord shall roar from on high, and utter his voice from his holy habitation. He shall mightily roar upon his habitation. He shall give a shout, as they that tread the grapes, against all the inhabitants of the earth. And now it shall come even to the ends of the earth, for the Lord had a controversy with the nations. He will plead with all flesh. He will give them that are wicked to the sword, said the Lord. Thus said the Lord of hosts, Behold, evil shall go forth from nation to nation, and a great whirlwind shall be raised up from the coasts of the earth. And the slain of the Lord shall be at that day from one end of the earth, even unto the other end of the earth. I'm coming to destroy this diaspora to deliver the children of Israel. He said, what? Nobody will be talking about Egypt no more, the exodus from Egypt no more. I'm going to come to bring hell to deliver my people out of your hands, who I scatter them amongst. Pay attention. Howl ye shepherds and cry, and wallow yourselves in the ashes, ye principal of the flock, ye Israelites, for the days of your slaughter and of your dispersions are accomplished. Your captivity is at an end. Pay attention, your scattering or dispersion are at an end. And what you say from the rivers, beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, are bringing you back home. Pay attention. And ye shall fall like a pleasant vessel, and the shepherd shall have no way to flee, nor the principal of the flock to escape. The Most High said, come to bring death and destruction to these heathen nations. He had forsaken his covert as the lion. The Most High come from where? His hiding spot as the what? The lion. For their land is desolate because of the fierceness of the oppressor, and because of his fierce anger. The who? The fierceness of the oppressor, and because of what? The fierce anger. Who is this oppressor? Go to who is this oppressor? Go to Zechariah. Sorry, Hosea 12. Go to Hosea 12 and 7. Because the fierceness of his oppressor. Hosea 12 and verse 7. Who is this oppressor? He is a merchant, the Most High. The balances of deceit are in his hand. The balances of deceit, or the scale of deceit, whether he could deceive you or not, is in his hand. The Most High are in charge of everything. He loveth to oppress. The who? The Most High love to oppress. If you don't obey him, I will oppress you behind or deceive you behind. Because the deceived and deceiver are mine. Job 12 and 16. The Most High say what? I am the oppressor. Back to Jeremiah 25 and verse 38. He had forsaken his covert, the Most High, as the lion, are coming to kill. For their land is desolate because of the fierceness of the oppressor, and because of his fierce anger. Most High what? Fierce anger. So who allowed the oppressor, anybody to oppress you? The Most High. Pay attention. I have to be with them to oppress you behind. And guess what? I'm with you to oppress them. You need to pay attention. Because I love to oppress you. If you don't do what I tell you to do, I will oppress you behind and send a strong delusion. I will delude you. I will delude you. Habakkuk 3 and 1. A prayer of Habakkuk the prophet upon Shigionoth. O Lord, I have heard thy speech and was afraid. O Lord, revive thy work in the midst of the years. In the midst of the years, make known in wrath, remember thy mercy. Habakkuk said was a what? Afraid. I was afraid. Thou didst march through the land in the nation, and the Most High coming to march through this heathen land. Pay attention. Thou didst stretch the heathen in anger. He coming to do what? Smash the heathen as a lion coming out of his thicket. Pay attention. Thou wentest forth for the salvation of thy people, to save your Israelites. Pay attention. From beyond the rivers of Ethiopia. Pay attention. Even for salvation with thy anointed. That's why the truth is coming out of the earth. The Most High is revealing all this, but they've been spending trillions to oppress and hide. The Most High what? Thou woundest the head of the house of the wicked by discovering the foundation unto the neck. Selah. Thou didst strike through with thy staff. What? Sorry? Thou didst strike through with his staff the head of these villages. They came out as a whirlwind to scatter me. Their rejoicing was to devour the poor secretly. Pay attention, secretly. Hide who we are. Don't let them know who they are. Thou didst strike through the sea with thine horses, through the heap of great waters. When I heard, my belly trembled. Habakkuk said what? I trembled. My lips quivered at thy voice. Rottenness entered into my bones, and I trembled in myself. I did what? Fear come upon me. I trembled in myself, that I might rest in the day of trouble. When he cometh up unto the people, the Most High, he will invade them with his troops. He cometh to do what? Invade with his army. So when you're watching this sci-fi and thinking it's science fiction, the Most High what? Invade with his armies. You need to pay attention to the heavenly host. The heavenly host. Psalm 68. Psalm 68. Who's this army coming to invade with? Psalm 68. We have army of the Lord and the earth and in Mr. Sin. Psalm 6. Who's this army? Psalm 68, 17. The chariots of God, or the army of God, are 20,000. Even thousands, plural, of angels, an innumerable amount of angels is the army of the Lord coming. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai in the holy place. You see that? So you have to be what? Transformed, renewed in the spirit of your mind. Come back to them laws to be transformed back to what? Gods or superhumans. Gods. Back as angels from your fallen state as mere men or mortal or living as the children of hell to join the army of the Lord and wreak hell on this earth. Pay attention. Bring death and destruction and invade them with what? His troop. He coming to invade the earth with the heavenly host, the heavenly army. Pay attention. And the Israelites who repent and come to the Lord will be in that battle. Will be his battle axe and weapons of war. Will be his battle axe and weapons of war. 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 6. Seeing it as a righteous thing with God, to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you, to pay back the people that are oppressing you, to recompense or pay back, or bring vengeance against them. And to you who are troubled, the Israelites who conquered and scattered in the four winds, rest with us, the angels, the heavenly host, the Most High and his heavenly host. When the Lord Yahushua shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels. So what Psalm 68 and 17? The chariots of God are thousands of angels. Pay attention. His host, the mighty army. Yahushua what? Revealed from heaven. From where? From heaven with his mighty angels, the army of angels. Yahushua, Hamashiach, our brethren, our brother, we come in with who? Our siblings, our brethren, the heavenly hosts, the heavenly angels. To what? In flaming fire, taking vengeance on them that know not God. All who don't know God, who don't know God's laws, and that obey not the gospel of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach. All the Israelites who don't want to obey the gospel, who don't want to keep the laws of God. Pay attention. From Genesis to Revelation, minus animal sacrifice and offerings, keep all them laws. Pay attention. Will be what? Who shall be punished with everlasting destruction? You will die. That we keep saying. 2 parts of the Israelites going to get put to death. In the whole land, 2/3 going to be cut off and die. 2/3 going to refuse to come back. The 1/3 going to believe and come back. The remnant will be turned. That we saying. The remnant, the 1/3 I go bring through the fire. Pay attention. I go purge them. And the remnant who keep them laws go survive. Who shall be punished with everlasting destruction of your soul from the presence of the Lord and from the glory of his power? When he shall come to be glorified in his saints. To be glorified in who? His saints or his elect. And to be admired in all them that believe, because our testimony among you was believed in that day. So you have to what? Believe. Wherefore also we pray always for you, that our God will count you worthy of this calling, and fulfill all the good pleasure of his goodness, and the work of faith and power, that the name of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach may be glorified in you, and ye in him. What do you mean glorified in you? The name of Yahushua might be glorified in you, and you in him. Galatians 4 and verse 19. My little children, of whom I travail in birth again, until Mashiach be formed in you. Until Yahushua be what? Formed in you. So you have to keep the law and be transformed. Transformed unto the what? What does it mean be formed in you? Go to Ephesians 1:13. Till we all come in the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of God, keeping them laws, unto a perfect man, keeping the laws, unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Mashiach. You keep the laws to become equated to the measure of Yahushua HaMashiach. Pay attention, to become angels, to join the army of the Lord. Pay attention. Back to 2 Thessalonians 1 and verse 12. That the name of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach may be glorified in you and you in him. You need to pay attention. Him in you and you in him. But you're keeping the laws, that's how you're going to escape the hell and the mayhem and death and mayhem is about to break. Not knowing that I'm Israel and don't want to keep the laws, you're going to die. You're going to die. Baruch 4:1. You will die if you don't return to them laws. Baruch chapter 4 verse 1. Baruch 4:1. This is the book of the commandments of God and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. They have to be formed in Mashiach, or Mashiach formed in you. Pay attention. Or come to the measure and the stature of him by keeping the commandments. You will come to life. That will turn you eternal life or everlasting life. Or angels. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it, the laws and the commandments. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated of. Yahushua be formed in you. You need to, or you come to the measure and stature of Yahushua by keeping the laws, the application of the laws to gain immortality. That thou mayest be what? Illuminated, or get your immortality, or back to angels. You need to pay attention. That's what he's talking about. You must come back to the laws, verse 24 and 25. Like as now the neighbors of Zion have seen your captivity, all these heathen nations, so shall they see shortly your salvation from our God, which shall come upon you with great glory and brightness of the everlasting, the Most High. My children, you Israelites, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from God, from 70 AD to now. Pay attention. For thine enemy hath persecuted these heathen, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction and tread upon his neck. You're going to tread upon what? His neck. You need to pay attention. The Most High is about to destroy these heathen nations and bring them down. Bring them down to their knees. Jump to verse 6. You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved God to wrath. You were delivered unto the enemies, because you provoked the Most High God. For you provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to God, by refusing to keep his laws and worshiping Satan. That's why it happened to us. The Most High say what? But return to me. Amos 9, read verse 7. Amos 9 and 7 through 15. Amos 9, 7 through 15. Are you not as children of the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Israel? The Most High say, you children of Israel are what? Like the Ethiopians unto him. Because where? We were conquered. When we read the ancient map of Ethiopia, was encompassed from the Red Sea back to the Atlantic Ocean. Where is what? Present day what? They call Bantu land. We pay attention. And what? Beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, where the children of Israel scattered in the north, the west of the Ethiopian Ocean, or the present day Atlantic Ocean, in the north of the Central Americas. Pay attention. Are you not as the children of Ethiopian? As them. You're not them. You need to pay attention. They are children of Ham. O children of Israel, the Most I see you, not them. Behold, the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth. Saving, I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob. I will kill plenty, but not all the Israelites. For lo, I will command, and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in a sieve. Yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. The remnant, or who keep them laws, they're not going to get destroyed. But the ones who don't keep the laws, what's going to happen to them? All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword. All who don't keep the laws shall what? Die by my sword. Which say, evil shall not overtake nor prevent us if we don't keep the law. We the Israelites, we the children of Israel, we the children of Israel, and continue to sin. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword. You will die when he returns. You will die. You will die. You will die. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. David going what? Back to rulership, the children of Israel. That they may possess the remnant of Edom. That the Israelites will what? Possess the remnant residue that left off of the children of Esau, Edom, Rome. Pay attention. And all the heathen. And what? All the heathen nations. Pay attention. So who's going to be ruling in this 40th kingdom? The children of Edom, Esau, Rome. You're going to possess the remnant of them that escaped my sword. The remnant. Did he say that? That they may possess or own or put in the captivity the remnant of Edom, the residue of the children of Esau. Pay attention. And all the heathen, and all these heathen nations which are called by my name, because I created them all. Say the Lord that doeth this. The Israelites will possess all. Behold, the days come, said the Lord, that the plowman, the slaves shall overtake the reaper. Who was planting what? Cocoa fields. Who was planting what? Sugar cane. Shall what? Overtake the reaper, the overseers or the oppressors. These heathen nations that are oppressing us behind, who conquered us and sold us into the transatlantic slave trade. We're going to what? overtake them. Pay attention. The plowman or the slave shall overtake the reaper, the masters in the house, the oppressors, and the treader of grapes, him that soweth the seed. The slaves are going to come back to the princes, back into the palaces. And the mountain shall drop sweet wine, and all the hills shall melt. And I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel. I'm turning your captivity. Pay attention. I'm releasing you from your bondage. Pay attention. And from your plague. And they shall build the waste cities and inhabit them. And they shall plant vineyards and drink the wine thereof, living it up again as kings and royals. They shall also make gardens and eat the fruit thereof. And I will plant them upon their land, and they shall no more be pulled up out of their land, which I have given them, said the Lord thy God. Nobody dare come against us when the Most High God is among us. Let me say, nobody but an eyelid. Titus chapter 1, read verse. Titus 1, read verse 10 to 16. Titus 1 and 10. I read them 1 to 16. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially the day of the circumcision. Among your own brethren, they're going to be what? Unruly, vain talkers, babbling, false prophets. Are we talking about false? Because many among you, and many, we had the children of Israel, but they refuse to keep them laws. Vain talkers and deceivers, they're going to deceive you behind. We had the men of the Lord, we had the army of the Lord on the earth, and still had the children of Israel in sin, violating all God's high holy days. You need to pay attention. They are deceivers, be mindful, especially the day of the circumcision. They are who? Of the rulership. You need to pay attention. These vanguards, pay attention. Whose mouths must be stopped. They must be stopped. The Most I say, I will reveal who they are. Pay attention. Whose mouths must be stopped. Who subvert whole houses and teaching things which they ought not, for filthy look's sake. They're all about the money. They're teaching things. The Most I say, never send them. Pay attention. They're teaching things they ought not to teach, for filthy look's sake. One of themselves, even a prophet of their own, said, the Christians are always liars, evil beasts, slow bellies. This witness is true. Wherefore, rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith. The Most I say, go on what? Rebuke them. That's what the purpose we're here to what? Rebuke them. Rebuke them. They're teaching things that they ought not to teach. Pay attention. Not giving heed to Jewish fables. The Most I say, don't pay attention to what? Jewish fables, or those people that occupy in your land, their fables or their lies. Pay attention. And commandments of men. Commandments of men that turn from the truth. These men are what? False prophets giving new commandments. We are the men of the Lord, we are the army of the Lord, but they're not keeping the laws of God. They're deceitful themselves, deceiving the masses, and violating all God's high holy days. Pay attention. Buying and selling the Most High sanctuaries. And what? They turn from the truth. He said, don't listen to their commandments. Unto the pure, all things are pure. The elect will hear and will understand, will read and perceive or process what's being taught. Daniel 12 and 10, and the wicked shall do wickedly, but none of the wicked shall understand. These words, the Most I say, unto the pure, the wise, all things are pure. They will understand, plainly. But unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure. Unto the wicked of Israel, who don't believe, and the heathen, who don't believe nothing, the Lord said, but the Most I which we Sunday worship, pagan worship. Pay attention. Friday, pagan worship. Some of them Saturday, pagan worship. The unbelieving is nothing pure. They will not understand nothing being taught here. Zero of what's being taught. But even their mind and conscience is defiled. Their mind and what? Conscience is defiled. We are not here to beat our people down, but the Most I say, give them warning from me. They profess that they know God, but in works they deny Him. They profess in what? We are the men of the Lord, we are the army of the Lord, but their actions showing contrary, violating all God's high holy days. They worshiping the full moon as a new moon, as a dark moon with a first sliver of light. New moon, first appearance of light. The Most I say, they professing that they know God, but in works they deny me. They don't keep my high holy days. They buying and selling my temple. They prostituting the daughters by parading them for public marriage across the stage. You need to pay attention. They are in violation of my law. You pay attention. The Most I say what? They are what? In works, the action, they deny Him. Being abominable and disobedient, and unto every good work reprobate. The Most I say they are reprobates. So be mindful that we're saying what? The gods or the superhumans are in the ghettos. I pray you get some understanding from today's class, the relevance and the importance of understanding why the change of the name of that Ethiopian Ocean, or Oceanus Ethiopiacus, to Atlantic Ocean. To hide who? Where the children of Israel are. From beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, the Nile rivers, the river Nile, that whole network of river Nile, the whole network of rivers flowing through the land of Ethiopia, of modern day Ethiopia, that whole network of rivers, what west of that go right to the west coast of Africa, right to Ghana, Nigeria, Congo, all them, right to the present day Atlantic Ocean, or the ancient, which is anciently known as the Ethiopian Ocean, and beyond into the North, South, and Central Americas, where the children was scattered in the transatlantic slave trade. You need to pay attention. Many of our forefathers back in the day were dropping nuggets with regards to this thing. Pay attention. I studied the transatlantic slave trade since 1983. I was aware of it. You need to pay attention. Our forefathers were writing books on this thing and dropping nuggets. The leaders were dropping nuggets, but the blind people wasn't. I was reading it and understanding. Blind wasn't understanding. They couldn't come out and say whatever because they get put to death. But they were writing books, and you're reading these books, and what are they trying to say? Why are they teaching the transatlantic slave trade? Why are they teaching this on that level? You need to pay attention. Why? Because they understood. They studied and they understood. One of them related his studies in what? In Cambridge University in England. He would, at night time, he would do what? Go up to the ceiling and go down into the Jewish section of the library. Why is there a Jewish section? Because they're hiding records. There's things that you're not supposed to know, the ordinary man. He would come down into the Jewish section of the library and study all night and climb back up in the morning and go back over and go to class. That's what he did. And he came and he was writing books and dropping nuggets. He couldn't be plain, but he was dropping nuggets. You need to pay attention. What was he understanding? He knew exactly who we were, and the Most High was the one guiding him and revealing these things. You need to pay attention. So I get that, and as what? When they go to all these the notable universities throughout the earth, pay attention. Where the nobles and the elite go, they have our records. They have all these records there. You need to pay attention. They know who we are. But the Most High is the one behind it. He discontinued us and cut us off from our nationality, discontinued us from our heritage for the last days to come and show what? His power. That's the Most High say, what? It's for me to come and show my power and deliver you and take these hidden nations out as I did Egypt. I pray you get some understanding from today's class. Shalom.